Clobberin times. Whoa, hello. Welcome, dear friends. Hello to you all. Great to see everyone. Welcome to Clobberin Times, issue number 95 on YouTube, 795 overall. My goodness. Getting closer to that big 800 if I live that long. Welcome, everyone. Here we are for our Wednesday night open geek silliness. And hopefully more friends will join us in the chat soon. But I see some dear friends there already. The beautiful, wonderful, magnificent Purple Valkyrie. Hey, Purple. Great to see you. Hope you all had fun on that playing some video games earlier. Looked like it was fun. My favorite name to say on all of YouTube is here. The great, excuse me. I better get ready to say this right. The great Dr. Hercule Monkey. Yes, I should probably make it sort of like a space ghost thing. You remember, of course, Space Ghost. Well, we've got Dr. Hercule Monkey or something. We'll work on that. We'll see what happens. The great Chris Persia is here, master of all of the wrench. Master of all wrenches, indeed. Alex James, thank you for being here, my friend. It is great to see you. And the great Maddie's daddy. Lurking and working. All right, buddy. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks. Great to see you, buddy. Rod Thunderheart. Hello, my friend. Hello. Hello to all. Hopefully, some more friends will pop in a little bit later. I hope for the latest. And anyway, let's see here. Oh. And what else we got going on here? Oh, let's see. Yeah. So this, basically, it is a Clobberin Times tradition. Although I will be talking about a little bit about the new episode, the actual first episode after the pilot of Superman and Lois. Master of all wrenches. I better not throw one into the works. Well, you know what, Chris, dude, you're a wrench. You can do whatever you want, man. Eastland Burkholder. Welcome. I want to, again, I had a lovely time, a wonderful time the other night, hanging with the fantastic, the amazing Purple Valkyrie. I appreciate you, Purple, hanging out with me Monday night. We really appreciated it, especially all the guys. They loved it when I would actually shut up and let you talk. They all enjoyed it, as you know. So, but we always do it, of course. Purple, I often I'm rarely either awake in the morning with my stupid sleep hours, everything. But I noticed that you and the wonderful Samantha on your absolutely wonderful channel, which is Rise of the Valkyries, I noticed that you ladies talked about Star Trek this morning. Now, I was not able to see that because I was able to watch it later on the download. And of course, anyone who has not, please go to Purple's wonderful channel, Rise of the Valkyries. And check that one out. Please subscribe and support that wonderful channel with those two beautiful ladies. And I really enjoyed it. You both talking some Star Trek because that's what we love to do here, as you know. So, and I got to see most of that one. I still had the recording up, so I had to come and do the show. So I had to didn't get a chance to finish all watching that, but I really enjoyed that. Just two beautiful ladies talking about Star Trek. You can't go wrong there. And there is a link in the chat to that wonderful channel for Purple and Samantha Joe. They are on in the mornings. Oh, well, look, there you go. That yours looks way better than the way you do it is way better than mine. Chris Persia, the great Chris Persia, on point. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. So please, if you have not, please go support that wonderful channel for Purple and the gang. Indeed, Purple. Indeed. Again, that looked like it was, of course, there's never a bad time to talk about Star Trek. And we do that here every Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, with the wonderful, extraordinary Raquel Briggs, Saturday night Star Trek, 9 p.m. Central. We are now just starting. This past week, we just started season 2. I'm sorry, a little distracted. I'm putting out the word now. I forgot to do it on Twitter. My on live now thingy. So just 1 second here. 1 second here. All right. There we go. And so yes, we love talking some Trek, and we will do it again this weekend. I have so much fun. Raquel and I just really have so much fun. What a great crowd we get when we're talking Trek on Saturday nights, and it's just so much fun, the participation, and it's amazing. And we interact with our audience, and that's just great. And I just love their participation. So we got what a chat we got on Saturday nights. It's truly amazing. And of course, but tomorrow and every Thursday, tomorrow we will have the Global Geek Gang. That's right. The Global Geek are the Global Geek Guardians. I will get a name straight eventually, but every Thursday now, 1 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time. And I started doing that basically because I have some really cool friends from across the pond. Obviously great friends like Purple and many others over there who love to geek out with the rest of us. And again, but this right now, I know it's just so late for Purple and and the people over there right now. So I decided to have a show where I can get a couple, actually have some great geeks from across the pond to hang with us. So that's why we do the global, the Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. Central Global Geek Guardians Roundtable, where we get some friends from across the pond to hang out with us. And we've been having a lot of fun doing that. That is great. Darth Aster, what's up, bro? What's up, Darth? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. So that has been a lot of fun. And a week from tomorrow's, on the Global Geek Guardians. Yes, Global Guardians of Global Geekdom. International Guardians of Global Geekdom. Dr. Herky Monkey, I like it. A week from tomorrow's Global Guardians of Geekdom get together. Almost some alliteration there. I will be hitting my 100th episode on YouTube, but 800 overall for the show. And not that we'll do anything special, I guess. We'll I don't know. We'll do something now. Let's see. Rod Thunderheart says, "Hey, Mexican Iron Man couldn't come back. So me and the other guy finished the Star Trek trivia. I credit you and Raquel Briggs as to why I did so good. Oh, no, man. You know your Trek. That's all there is to it. But I appreciate that, Rod. Thank you, though. The great Project Storytime. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I appreciate you stopping by, man. The great Mark D with a C. Yes, and that was, again, big happy birthday to Mexican Iron Man and the great Cardinal Sin. They had a cool birthday stream yesterday. I was able to hang out with them a little bit. Really enjoyed it. Now, I had to cut out. I had to go take care of something, Rod. So I'm sorry I didn't get the chance to talk to you more, buddy. I apologize about that, man. Because I didn't know you would even be joining us. So I may have planned accordingly. I had no idea you were going to be popping in, but it was cool to meet you for a second there. And I definitely hope there will be opportunities to talk again soon. I hope. But yes, and again, Monday nights, we've been reviewing WandaVision every Monday night because Monday night's supposed to be the comic book show, so that's comics related because it's a comics based TV show. But Monday nights I want it to be a comic show, so but I'll still review it. Don't get me wrong. We got one more to go of that. And maybe I'll take a look at Falcon Winter Soldier when it comes around. So but on Wednesday night, it's open geek, which means anything goes. So I guess we could, when I have to do something special, like hopefully soon I'm going to get my great retro blasting buddy, Michael, to come. It's been a long time since he's joined me. I'm going to try to get him back on. I know he's doing stream right now. Just Joe 47. Okay, you didn't get a chance to watch it. I'll tell you what, in that case, I won't do any spoilering tonight. I'll just say a little bit. I'll just talk a little bit about it, and then we'll just goof off and do something else. But Just Joe, what's up, Jobber? Good to see you, bro. I didn't get to watch the second episode of Superman and Lois. So did it get woke, or did they turn Cuck out Clark yet? No, again, it really, I don't know if you saw the first one, Jobber, but the hints are there. There's stuff there, here and there, but no, not really yet. But you can, if you know your CW, if you're used to what the CW does, and their MO, you can see it in the tea leaves. But I mean, right now, not really. Oh yeah, well, some Purple and others have not seen it yet, so now hear you, Jobber. But I'm just going to go ahead and not spoil it. I'm just going to basically mention that the episode for me again, it's doing this is except for the woke stuff that has not Mark D with the C. Yo, bro, good to see you, man. I don't know if I shouted you out or not, but I appreciate seeing you here. You know my memory, bub. I just it's going to go the way I think it's going. I mean, I really didn't think much of the episode, to be honest with you. It was okay. It's just it's exactly what I expected out of this show. Like I said, call balls and strikes, give credit where credit's due. I thought the first episode did a nice job of at least making me a little bit interested. There was some stuff in this one, in that one too, but in this one that I just did not like very much. In terms of the Superman purist in me. But the crux of the episode is, in this one, I mean, it goes all over the place. There's some Superman stuff in it that's okay. It's not a lot of it. It's going to be a long haul. This is going to be a slow burn type of thing, them building up their story. It's just like like your typical CW superhero soap opera. Got all that stuff in it. It's going to probably do the same thing all of those do before they got all really, really annoyingly woke. What they did, they still had all the same similar formulas. You had a lot of drama. A friend of mine was saying about, I watched the first 2 years of The Flash, and I thought I watched it. It was okay. Kept doing a lot of the same stuff. It kind of bored me after a while, and I got really aggravated early in the third season, and I checked out. But as has been spoken about this before, a lot of talking in halls. Talking in halls and the Flash show, for example. Tim Myers, welcome, sir, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. It's what I expect out of CW without any of the big woke stuff yet. And you got to use the word yet. There's a little foreshadowing of it for sure. It's on the way, probably. I don't think I'm really going way, way out on the limb saying that it's probably on the way. Which is expected, so it's not like I'll be shocked. This episode for me, the first episode did its job. It was supposed to make you come back next week. I did that. I showed up again the next week. And I'll probably, the second one, which is the first kind of regular episode, the first one was the pilot. I suppose if they even use those terms anymore, but yes, the pilot. But the second one is supposed to, get you going, forward things a little bit. I guess it did that, and it showed me, it was an indicator of what's to come. That's what the show's going to be. It's going to have three fronts. It's going to have a little bit of the Superman stuff, dealing with this new threat. It's going to have the Lois stuff with her with her little activism fighting the evil businessman. They've got, and it's going to have the kids with their high school drama stuff. I mean, that's what this show is. And so, I mean, by the way, that's CW. That's the reality of CW. If you don't want to see that stuff, this is not the show for you. And it's probably not really going to be the show for me either for that long. I mean, I'll see. Like I said, I was fair to the first episode. I thought it was fairly enjoyable. I liked it. I didn't hate it or anything. I liked it more than I thought I would for sure. But I knew a lot of this is coming. So, yeah, this is probably, I could probably check out fairly soon. Just for me. Because a lot of people saying, oh, it was so good that first episode. They've got I can't wait. I'm going to watch the whole season. Some people have said that, and I gotcha. But for me, it's going to, like any CW, if I watch it at all, it's going to have a short leash. This show has a very short leash with me, but you can't expect anything other than, let's just say it doesn't get woke for the whole year. Because there are people, I did not watch Stargirl. Many people whom I trust who hate woke stuff. Welcome, Captain Trek. Good to see you, my friend. Many people whom I trust who hate the woke stuff as much as I do watched Stargirl and really liked it. And they said it really didn't have any of that much woke stuff in it. They thought it was a good show. I never watched it, but I believe him. I believe him. And I didn't watch it. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But all of those CW shows by Greg Berlanti have the same pattern. This setup is about, a family going through all these family struggles. It just happens to be a family that has Superman in it and Lois Lane in it. So we knew that going in. And even if they don't go woke yet, even if they don't go woke yet, there's only so much of that I'm really going to be all that interested in, to be perfectly honest. Well, see, Captain. What was it? Yeah, they're also. No, Mark D with the C. That's exactly right. They are going for a younger audience. We're too. No, you're right. And let me tell you something about that. That's an interesting point, Mark D with the C. You're right. We're not in the target demo. Then that's something. For many years before all the woke stuff became the paramount issue of entertainment, whether it be comics or movie or whatever, especially with comic books. In fact. One thing I used to always say when I would preface my remarks about the state of the comic book industry, in other words, what I think about what's going on with comics, just to use this as an example, I would always preface my remarks with, look, I've been reading comics a long time, and I fully understand, and this is not making an excuse for the companies. Screw the companies. I'm just saying, I do understand that I have aged well beyond the target demo for modern comic. I'm talking about before modern comics went completely off the deep end into SJW territory. Just when they were just kind of shitty, and I was really not liking what they were doing, and they weren't screwing around with all my favorite characters and that sort of thing. Are you running whoever, Purple, are you heading out? Oh, I don't know. I thought someone was saying good night. Dee Myers. Hello there. Hello. Okay, someone was saying good night. I thought I misunderstood. Anyway. So I knew even before the woke stuff started permeating everything, okay? Even before that, I knew that I was too old for them to shoot, for my demo. And so even though I was pissed off at the thing they were doing to all my favorite characters, I did understand that coming from being in the business and whatnot. Tim Myers says, I like the storyline, the Lois storyline. She's like the little guy fighting versus corporations. And that's good if you like that. That kind of stuff puts me to sleep. First of all, it goes towards probably they're going to start. That's the kind of thing they're going to be woketeering a bit. Some of the dumb stuff she said in the episode. I don't really like this Lois either, but to be fair, full disclosure, I never really liked Lois. But I can't. I really don't like that stuff in film or movies, Tim. I mean, we disagree on that. We differ on that one. The old, the typical tired old, fighting. And I'm not that I love corporations or anything, but it just gets tiresome after a while. The evil corporation, the evil corporation. And now, one thing I wonder, since Morgan Edge is here, is this going to be this show's eventually building up to Dark Side? I know Dark Side's going to be in the Snyder butt. But is this Morgan, having Morgan Edge, are they, because for those who don't know, Morgan Edge was introduced into the early Fourth World stuff, and Jimmy Olsen by Kirby in his Fourth World stuff. Morgan Edge was an agent of Darkseid originally, or working for him. Now later he just was in charge of the Daily Planet and WGBS actually instead. Chris, it's pretty much there already. There are three. This show has three, an A, B, and C storyline. That's probably going to be their formula for every week. Fine if you like that stuff. I'm just saying, it's going to be a little bit of the mystery that's going on with Superman as a background story. You'll get a couple of, save on budget. There's be a few fight scenes and things like that with Superman a week. You'll have the Lois fighting Morgan Edge story from her as Tim was talking about, her storyline about her fighting the Morgan Edge business tycoon guy. And you will have the kids' school life. That's what the show is. Look, and again, you got to know that kind of stuff going in. You know that going into any CW show. So it's not like I'm angry. Oh my God, I hate that. We knew that's what they were going to do. There's no surprise to that. So. And so if you're not into that, then, and I'm not into it that much, but if you really, really, if that's a deal breaker for you, then it's not really going to be the show for you anyway. And that's probably where I'm looking at. Now, again, I liked the first one. This last one's like, okay. I don't know how long I'll even bother staying with it, to be perfectly honest. So I'm not really all that motivated to review it, quote unquote, review it that much. And since some have not seen it yet, I just say, hey, wait and let you see it when you see it. Anyone wants to talk about it, but it's not that big of a deal. They're going to do what they're going to do, so anyway. But hey, like I said, I didn't hate it or anything. I didn't hate it this week or anything. It was some interesting stuff in it, I guess. Some of the stuff and listen, if you just want to talk about and without spoiling anything, the Superman storyline of this last one looks, again, also portends to be going in a direction that I know I'm going to probably, but it looks very familiar. Let's put it to you like that. What they do with Superman in this one and the Superman story. Of the three, this is a 3-tier story, and that's the way this is going to probably go every week. I do wish they would make Clark Kent less of a beta towards his kids. His kids always run away when they upset Lois. Always has to put her foot down. I think I guess Tim, in this last one, he kind of did sort of win them over a little bit at the end there. But you know what? Good point, Tim. It looked like they were better. It looked like they were going to be okay at the end of last week, and then boom, same deal. Drama. It looked like at the end of this one they were going to be okay with them again. Just watch. Next week it'll start all over again. This is CW, man. It's CW 101, all of it, man. I'm telling you. So it's certain, but the woke stuff it's their portents, but to be honest, it's not there yet. It's not standing up. It's not painting itself red, dancing on top of a harpsichord, singing "Woke things are here again" yet. To paraphrase Blackadder, but it's coming. Did she flirt with older men in front of Clark? Well, I really can't. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not a big fan of Lois. I can't really. I don't know. This Lois, I don't know. I mean, she's a lovely woman, I guess. It's just not really, not, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not really enthused about Superman and Lois. I don't hate it yet. And again, that's a shocker to me. And I would have figured, with CW would have taken one episode with the short fuse I have with them now. But it's going to stay on a short leash. I will watch it next week. I'm already pretty sure I'm seeing it in the tea leaves that I'm probably not going to be with this show for very long. Well, I mean that in the polite way, Maddie's daddy. I mean, I don't think she's horrible or anything. I mean, I'm talking about she might be a lovely person. I mean, I'm not think she's a horrible looking woman or anything like that. So, in a polite way, I mean, she's really not, not my cup of tea, really, I could say. Yo. Ace Cast Iron, what's up, bro? Good to see you, bud. Sorry, I got buzzed there. That's what I get for leaving my Facebook thingy on. So okay. So yeah, and this is kind of just what I thought it would be. Ace, great to see you, bud. Dr. Archie, dude. He's a handsome lady. Oh, come on, man. That's cruel there, bud. Yeah, well, it is her personality that matters, of course, dude. Yeah. So, as Gary from Neurotic would say, this looks like she could eat a few cheeseburgers. Yeah, she's very skinny. Yeah, yeah. Mark D with the C. Are we going to get Superman saying to the kids, "I'm going to take out the garbage now, or I'm going to use my heat vision on you"? Yes, I think that's in the next episode. I saw a trailer for the next one, Mark D with a C. Yeah, that happens in the next one. Wow. Some mean things about Lois. I am Dr. Remulac. I thought about that the other day, Ace. I am Dr. Remulac. I am Dr. Remulac. I am Dr. Remulac. Yeah. Long story, everyone. So, yeah, the show, again, I thought the first one was okay. This episode, again, it's everything without the super, super big ass abundance of the woke shit yet. Capital Y, capital E, capital T, and a bunch of exclamation points. Yet. So the woke stuff is not really there yet. But the thing is a typical CW show. It's not without wokeness yet. Now, maybe it won't even show up to any great degree. I don't really care, but you're looking at the same formula, the CW formula, just letting you know it's going to be 3-tiered story every week, a little bit of Superman here and there that makes you go, that's kind of all right. That's cool. Going somewhere I'm not too, from what I saw of the Superman story this week, which is the only thing that really interested me, that is starting to get a little disturbing toward me. I'm not sure I'm liking where it's going, but we'll see. The stuff with Lois bores the hell out of me with all of the, where that's going, and the stuff with the kids bores me. So it's CW. That's basically the review. Without spoiling it, that's a CW show. Yeah. Tim, the fights were pretty. The Superman fight scenes were kind of good, kind of all right. But like I said, it's on a short leash. But I'll give it a look next week. And by the way, not even with malice, because this is CW. If it manages to never really put the woke crap to any really, really annoying degree, it's still got that formula that I'm just not really all that interested in, to be perfectly honest. I don't really like watered down superheroes that much. So many times in movie or TV adaptations of superheroes, they water things down too much, and you don't really get a lot of superhero action. You don't really get really superhero types of plots and stories the way you would in a comic book, which I understand to some degree. There are budgetary limitations. I get that. But unless I guess that's why that when it comes to live action superheroes, films or TV, they're good sometimes, but a lot of times they're just not really for someone like me who's just, even though I started out with live action TV superheroes like Batman, Adam West, and stuff like that, I still most superheroes still are comic book characters to me, and that's why I love animation. It's the first cousin of comics for these characters. I got to rewatch Superboy, a show from the late 80s, early 90s, especially when it turned into an X-Files in season 2. Sherman Howard as Lex Luthor is fantastic. I love the second and third season of that show. Fourth has some all right ones, I think. But Just Joe, I love season 2 and 3 of that show. Didn't have much of a budget, but they had some great stories. Some great stories. And again, Sherman Howard's my favorite Luthor on screen, and nobody remembers him. Mark D with avoid season 1 with John Haynes Newton. It's garbage. And Luthor on there is terrible. And then in the second season, they claim that Luthor changes his face. Well, he sure does. And he changes everything. They change actor. Sherman Howard makes that show worth watching. And the second season's good. He's good on it. Then the third season has some great stories. There was some really great. And the fourth has some good ones too. Remember it's a very low budget show. But first season again was pretty bad. They switched Superboys from John Haynes Newton to Gerard Christopher, a good close personal friend of mine. Just kidding, but I knew him. And oh God, yes, Ron Ely is not only in an episode. Yes, Tarzan and Doc Savage. Ron Ely is the only person ever to play Tarzan, Doc Savage, and Superman. That's right. They don't call him that, but he is. He's old. He is older Superman. Superboy goes into this parallel dimension and meets a version of himself that landed many years earlier. And he's older now, played by Ron Ely. He's got white hair, and he was a lot older than Luthor, so he guided Luthor, and Luthor went down the right path, and Luthor's a good guy. There are other great stories in that parallel dimension as well, but there's this just really great scene where he's showing this world that he helped make, and Superboy says, I don't think I can do all this. And Ron Ely, old Superman, says, well, yes, sure you can. I did it. He said, and when you do it, you won't be called Superboy anymore. Good God. Love it. See, Rock Thunderheart, that was, Incredible Hulk. That's exactly as a comic book geek at the time. And as you write, the Incredible Hulk worked out of a formula. Boy, did it ever. He hulked out twice, once near at the beginning and then near the end. Between there, it was a decent drama. He was basically, he was the incredible social worker. Bill Bixby was just absolutely terrific on that show. He is brilliant on that show. Should have been Bruce Banner, but David Banner, whatever. And at the time, we watched it and enjoyed it, but it wasn't the Hulk I knew from the comic. And as if you're a comic book geek at that time, you're like, he's not saying Hulk smash. He's not fighting General Thunderbolt Ross. He's not fighting the Abomination. He's not fighting the leader. But Lou Ferrigno was a mountain indeed. So, and in that format, that formula did get a little bit on the old side. But you know what? You go back and watch it now, and it's sentimental. It's fun. Every week, David Banner he's going somewhere. He gets involved with somebody else's problems. He hulks out, like you said at the beginning. There's a Hulk out. Later, he still hangs around for a little while. By the end, there's a Hulk out, and he says, "I've got to go," and he moves on to the next. Now, again, that format, that's the 70s. There's no social media and cell phones and all that kind of crap. That story works better for back then. Spider-Man shot his webs once a week on the live action show. Yeah. A number of years ago, Mark D with a C, back for the Spider-Man 50th anniversary in 2012, because of my great friend Flash, who might pop in a little bit. We, had Nicholas Hammond, who played Spider-Man on the late 70s Spider-Man TV show, short-lived show. We had him on for a few minutes, had to talk to him a while, and he was a really nice guy. It's a fun show. I mean, at the time, again, are you kidding me? It was a Spider-Man TV show. I never missed it. I loved it. No matter what. Back then, when we got a TV show, we could. Oh man, it was like Lois and Clark borrowed that formula too. Unfortunately, Smallville later. The tracks for the CW and their reasons, sadly, they were on it now. Yep. Yes, indeed, Rod. And that look, so Superman Lois is the formula. A lot of classic TV worked out ways of the keep the cast small, a desert island, a wagon train, another planet, or a guy hitchhiking from town to town. That's right. I'm still game, John, to get John Davey on if you think there's some way he can do it, man. You'll be able to hear us and stuff. What about it, 87?
Hey, what's going on?
Going on, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
How's it bees?
Be good. How about you?
All right. I was just talking a little bit about the latest episode. I didn't spoil it or anything, but I just talked a little bit about the latest episode of Super, whatever you want to call him, and Lois.
I forgot about it.
It's
going to be one of those shows. It's going to be one of those things. I'm telling you, I can see it. It's going to be one of those things where I never remember it's on.
No, look, yes. I mean, look, I almost forgot. In fact, I have this reminder app thingy on my phone that I use now. And I was so sure I was going to forget to it and then forget to watch it and then come on here and say I wrote that I was going to quote unquote review it. So I had reminded myself and I watched it right before the show because I kept forgetting. I forgot it last night. Yeah. So and I don't know how long I'll be watching this thing anyway, to be honest, but I was just telling everyone, and I didn't spoil it because some of these people had not seen it yet.
Right.
But yeah, again, I kind of enjoyed it last week a bit. It was better than I thought it would be for the pilot. This one, again, it doesn't have any of the CW woke crap that I don't like, and so far, but you can see it kind of brewing a little bit. But they did fire an SCW writer, so who knows? Maybe they're trying to be smart, but it's going to be. There's still a lot of the. Let's just take away the woke crap for a second from CW. It still has the same CW style. In this case, right. It's a 3-tiered story. It's going to be that way every week. You're going to have some Superman stuff that's pretty decent. It was pretty decent this week, the Superman stuff. Although where it's going kind of concerns me. And you have the Lois stuff with her trying to, she's going to have her little battle with Morgan Edge, with the Daily Planet and all that stuff, fighting the evil corporate baddie, with her inner reporter's way. You're going to have that. And then you're going to have the whole family stuff with the kids. You got the kids. And that's the CW teen drama angst stuff that's going to be there. Again, that's CW. That's if you watch a CW show, that's what you're signing up for.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, and if you watch this show, especially because it is, it's about them raising a family. So that's not necessarily a criticism. I'm just saying it may not be the show for you or me. You in general. If that's the kind of stuff that you're not willing to put up whatever week just to watch a few minutes of some superheroics,
Right.
So,
I will probably eventually give it a shot, but I'm not breaking my neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe when hockey season's over, I don't know. But because last night I was watching a game, so there's games on. I've got 4 or 5 games a week, so maybe when this is all over, maybe. But I mean, I'm not. I don't have an aversion to the show. It's just like I said, I forgot it was even on.
Yeah,
and it's just. Plus, plus I'd have to go to the app. I know that's not a big deal, but you know what I mean. It's not like because I've cut my cable. I got rid of it because I'm like, why am I paying for this? And I found an app that it's a cable alternative that allows me to watch the Penguins. So I cut my cable and went to that. So the CW is not on there. So I would actually have to go to like the CW app to do it.
Yeah, the site has it to the website.
Yeah, so it was easier when I had cable. You just set your DVR and you forget about it. But you're like, oh yeah, I'll watch that now. But quite honestly, until the season's over, it's way on the back burner.
No, yeah. And Rod, that's kind of my thing too. It doesn't feel like a Superman show raising a family. That's a different setup for Superman. There's no question about it, at least for most people who have seen movies, whichever movies you've seen. Because as far as the TV show, Smallville was all about the family thing, I guess, as well. I don't know. You watched it more than I did. But so
there's a lot of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of family stuff on Smallville,
yeah.
but that's not a Superman show. It's about the Clark Kent show. This is a quote unquote Superman show, the Superman TV series that have been made. If you don't count animated, you've got Adventures of Superman with George Reeves. That didn't do this, and you had the only other live action one was like Lois and Clark. That really didn't mess with this kind of thing either. So yeah, and him raising a family and all that stuff is kind of new for TV viewers. As far as him being actively Superman and having 2 14-year-old boys, that's being married and all that is different for people to get used to. Rod, I hear you, man. I understand, and that's kind of what you're signing up for if you watch this one. Now the comics recently, yes. They again, I didn't like the rebirth. I just, look, I'm all out of the modern comics, but friends that I trust, some have liked the Peter Tomasi stuff where Superman and Lois had one son, not 2, not twins. They had Jonathan Kent who had powers, and he was running around with that idiot, that kid Damian Wayne, and some people like those comics and say it was really good until Brian Michael Bendis came along and fucked it all up.
There's a shocker.
But figures. But a lot of people were actually getting into the Superman comic again. Right, I understand that, Rod. That's what I'm saying. That was not the same thing as what they're doing here. I didn't, but that was my whole point in saying this is something that they've never really done with Superman on TV before. And you're either into that concept or you're not. I'm personally not all that into it, to be honest with you.
I don't think I am either.
Yeah,
that's probably why I'm not such a big hurry. Because like we were talking about in Smallville, you had the family dynamic, but you had him learning things from Jonathan and Martha, and then later on Jor-El, and you had the disintegration of his friendship with Lex Luthor. There was a lot going on here. I don't know if I'm too into Superman and his kids. I don't know. Like I said, I'll give it a shot eventually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, for most people who don't read comics, but have seen movies, and again, that's leaving Smallville out of it because it's not the same thing. Shows that are about Superman. Now, yes, they made a show called Lois and Clark that was about both of them, but he was still running around being Superman, that sort of thing. I was never big on that show, but a lot of people really like it. I like Dean Cain. I think he's cool. But it wasn't my kind of show, really. But that was also slightly deviated because it was about kind of sharing, the two sharing the show in a way. I would have just preferred a Superman show. So, yeah. And this is a straightforward Superman story, or at least as people remember him, or it's Superman and his life and, a budgeting romance with Lois, that kind of stuff, and adventures.
Here's the problem. I don't know how much trouble I'm going to get in here. I might get in trouble over this. Lois Lane's not that interesting. Sorry.
I agree.
Especially She's not. I mean, Lois Lane's just not that interesting. Mary Jane's not that interesting. I don't care.
Later, Darth. Yeah, no, look, I'm a Lana guy. And I'm talking old Lana. In other words, if out of the two, I always thought Lois was a bitch, to be honest. And I've been told by some, oh, no, yeah, but that's the whole point. She should be with a nice guy like Superman. She's a feisty bitch. And he's he's the nice guy, and that's kind of the way it is, whereas Lana's the nice girl. And I'm not talking about the Lana on this damn show either. When I think Lana, though, for me, everyone, it's Annette O'Toole or Stacey Haydick. So, again, the Lois, the Lois on this show, you try not to say anything bad. She's not really.
Well, here's my problem. I always found Superman had a very uninteresting, dull supporting cast. You know what I mean? Spider-Man, very interesting supporting cast. Lots of varying, characters. Batman, terrific supporting cast. Superman, not so much.
Batman really doesn't. He has the supporting cast. You got, Dick Grayson, but you've got
Dick
Alfred,
Grayson, Alfred, Gordon,
and Gordon.
Goes on
that's
and
about
on
it.
And on.
Yeah, I mean, I limit to a certain few that need to be that in it much, but yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they always, I guess, because you want to see Superman, and you need, I don't know.
I guess the reality is, how much can you do with Perry White? How much can you do with Jimmy Olsen? How much can you do with not a lot?
Yeah, so you need him basically. I mean, in a very small capacity, Perry White, I guess, for Clark and Lois, but he's not like J. Jonah Jameson, who's a big part of the Spider-Man story,
right?
In the old days, I like what Ace. Yeah, Ace. I'm a Lori Lamaris guy. Anyone know who that is? Everyone, yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, the mermaid. I'm with you. I think Lori Lamaris should have been a Soups girl. So, and Lois was there to get in trouble, and she was annoying. Like I was talking about this the other day. The brilliant comic book Astro City that I'm always on and on about had a story. Well, and I don't know if how familiar you are with that, but in Astro City, it was basically all kinds of different archetypes of various superheroes from Marvel and DC that you can tell stories that you couldn't really do with the regular ones. And there was one character there are a couple characters that were sort of similar to Superman. Well, there was a story about one of them who was an alien who come to Earth and he tried to disguise himself because he was a hero, and his Lois Lane type of this was so annoying. The whole story was it starts with her as an old maid telling these stories about how, as a young woman, a reporter, she kept trying to expose his secret identity, and the guy got so pissed off at her, she ended up chasing him off the planet. Because how fucking annoying she was. The story was brilliant. I'm not doing it justice telling what it's about, but it was fucking brilliant. And when I read that, I go, oh my God, this is Lois Lane. The Ace Castro knows what I'm talking about. That fucking story. I go, holy shit. He hates Lois Lane. Busick. must hate Lois Lane as much as I do because she's a holy shit. She drove the motherfucker nuts doing, because you remember the old comics where, in particular, she would always try to expose his fucking secret identity.
Get out of my business, Lois.
Yeah. And don't forget Aunt Harriet.
Yeah.
We can't. You're right. Mark D with a C. When you're right, buddy. Don't forget Aunt Harriet. Oh, dear. Ooh, Bruce. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So, look, man, what can you do, man? Well, dude. Oh, by the way, was it? Sorry you missed a couple of weeks when we did our Star Trek, when we did our Devil in the Dark one, but
yeah,
you would have been
about that.
You would have been proud that when we did Cat's Paw, we weren't really very mean to it at all. Oh, you were there. Oh.
Yeah.
We were pretty nice. We were pretty nice to it, considering.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, Some people love it, some people don't care for it. I'm sure there are people that absolutely despise it.
Oh, well, they did make my top worst list back before, but, I don't know now if I made that list.
Did it really?
Remember when we did our 10 worst?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have put it on my 10 worst.
Now
when I think about it,
Jobber would know.
Hey, Jobber, what was Cat's Paw in my top 10 worst?
Go to Jobber's our Wikipedia.
Yeah. Jobber, let me know, man. Because I can't remember it. I think he did. Oh, no. You know what it was?
What?
It was the Man Trap was on it.
Oh, okay.
I had them. I don't know if I put Cat's Paw, maybe, but I put the Man Trap because most of the ones on my worst list are gonna be third seasoners. Explorer of the Multiverse, welcome, sir, welcome. So, anyway, basically, everyone, to sum up my review without being spoilery, because a lot of people haven't seen it yet. Superman and Lois is pretty much the only thing surprising about it is it hasn't gone over the board with the woke stuff yet. It's probably going to happen, but it is exactly what. Other than that, which I'm going to give it credit for, I don't hate it or anything. It is a standard CW show with all those things in it. Was it someone I was talking a little bit earlier, Flash, about this? I forgot whether it was Claude or whoever said that. You may have said it before. I'm not sure who it was. That CW shows like The Flash, for example, a lot of scenes, talkings, and halls. If you remember that
that's true.
Remember that in Flash? Well, they're not doing that on this exactly, but I mean, in other words, you're going to always have three components to this show. You're going to have some cool Superman bits. You're going to have your Lois running around fighting her evil corporations and stuff with her blogging because she, and then you're going to have the kids.
Right. Now, the CW, each show has its own pitfalls, and this show will find its pitfall. I'm not sure which one it'll be. I'm not sure which way it'll go, but every CW show has that plot element that it gets bogged down in, which is just basically just repeating the same season over and over and over and over again. I don't know what aspect of that will fall into this show, but it's coming.
Yeah.
With Supernatural, it was always one of the brothers dies, resurrected by mysterious circumstances, and when they come back, they're not quite right, and they're keeping a secret, and the brothers break up for exactly one episode. It was the same thing every year. The Flash, there's a mysterious speedster out there who's faster than Barry, and Barry has to push himself to find out, who this mystery speedster is. With Smallville, it was always, you would have like a great big action sequence that they obviously spent a lot of money on, where he would do something really grand, like evaporate, a flood with his heat vision or something. And then you're like, okay, Powerless Clark is coming. And he would lose his powers for some reason. It's like, because they're saving money. We blew all our money on that effect shot. Now we can't have any powers. So he's going to have about 3 episodes where he doesn't have any powers. So whatever they fall into, they'll find that crutch that they'll fall into every year. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, they will. But right now they built up a little goodwill. So yeah, was it Jobber said we could always count on Spock's brain and the alternative factor to be my top 2 worst. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think that is safe to assume. Jobber. First 5 seasons of Arrow always involved a Bane type villain who wants to destroy the city. They like to get up into their formulas and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, and the worst part about having to watch this show, just DVRing it, is having to watch, even though I'm fast forwarding it, having to see these commercials for stupid shows they got on there. They've got your boy, was it Padalecki, doing Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah.
Wanker, Texas Ranger.
I didn't even watch the original show, so
no, but
what
still,
the hell am I going to watch this one for?
Right, but Chuck Norris. I mean, you know what you're getting if you watch Chuck Norris in a cop show,
right?
And if you want to see that, I never watch it either, but I respect Chuck Norris, and I'm like, okay. Even though never cared about the show, I think it's ridiculous to remake it at all without, to have some poor old Jared. And then I've heard that it's really woke, stupid crap. Well, let's see the obvious.
It's a recognizable name.
For that network for sure, huh? So
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm guessing he's no Chuck Norris. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm guessing I've heard it's pretty bad, but not as bad as Queen Latifah as the Equalizer.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh my God, dude.
I did not even know that existed.
Oh, there's some of my favorite YouTubers who are reviewing it for the fun of it. And it is as bad as you would suspect it is. From they talk about Queen Latifah. I don't know, good actress and all that stuff, I guess.
I don't know.
What is she, 50 something?
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I have either. But look, the Denzel Washington movies, I think I saw the first one. And again, it's just kind of a name only. It's not really the old TV show. But it's called that, use the same name. They're pretending that
Never seen it.
The movie?
Yeah. Denzel's one of those people. Denzel's one of those people that rubs me the wrong way. You ever have somebody just rubs you the wrong way? Like you're like, I don't like that person. He's one of them.
Yeah, I have had that.
Simply because he puts me off, because I've seen a lot of interviews where he's really arrogant, bit of a douchebag. And I'm like, it kind of puts me off a little bit. I really like him in Glory. I thought he was, amazing in that. And that's kind of it. I don't know if I consider myself a fan. I think I've seen one movie.
I always liked him, but I've watched that first one, and again, it's just I can believe as an actor, I can believe him, kicking all the ass, being an Asian
like
guy
an angry
kicking
guy.
ass. I seen him in interviews where I thought he seemed cool, but again, I don't know. So you might be right.
I've seen a couple interviews. He seems like a bit of a dick.
But see, I believe him being an ex-badass agent kicking asses and shit like that, though. But and the movie's all right. Don't see. I've heard the second was good. I don't know why I even caught the first one. I guess I saw all of it, but
that's so weird, and I shouldn't let that kind of thing affect me. But if somebody's a real dick, it puts me off. You know what I mean? Like I think Quentin Tarantino is a tremendous dick. I think the guy's just a jerk.
Yeah, he is.
The guy is just a complete dick. And way too into himself, and I just don't like him. So I tend to not, it carries over into his movies for me sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know.
No,
don't care for the guy.
No, well, yeah. Again, I only brought him up because of the show, though.
Yeah.
And again, whether you like him or not, I can buy into him as an actor. Him playing the part of a retired, badass who, can do all the stuff. I can't buy into Queen Latifah kicking anybody's ass. I mean, smacking somebody upside the head, whatever. But I'm talking about, like he says, 50 jump cuts a second to show an overweight black woman supposedly kicking someone's ass, kicking dudes, knocking them across the room and all this other kind of horse shit. And just whipping ass on. I don't know.
How many times are you going to remake this thing, by the way?
Well, this ain't gonna last. Nobody's gonna watch this stuff, and it's gonna be, and they're gonna blame racism on it. But Jesus Christ, some of the
I don't
things
even know how well known the original show is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I liked it. I was a fan of that show, but I mean, it wasn't really.
Yeah,
it's not like like a Star Trek or or, I don't know, Beverly Hillbilly. You know, something that's like everyone knows about. People
seems
who
like kind
remembers
of a
that show. Yeah, well, that's why you can kind of get away with doing the Denzel movies because no one really knows that's it. How many people went to this? They went to see Denzel. They didn't go see. Oh, I remember that show from the '80s. Oh, a remake. If you told 80% of the people walking in or out of the theater, this is a remake of a TV show. What? Really?
Yeah.
I never heard that. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, it's basically kind of like the Taken movie. Again, in its prime, you could kind of, you can buy into Liam Neeson kicking a bunch of ass. But Queen Latifah, cows on the Superman. Whoa, dude. Yeah. Let me see here. Part 1. Clobby, did you say the new wanker Texas Ranger wasn't as bad as the Equalizer? No, I didn't say that, did I? No, no way. Dude, this wanker is every whipping boy. He's captain. He's everyone's whipping boy. His captain, his junior female partner. I can believe that at CW. His gay brother. And I tried to get custody of Walker's kids while he was undercover to his parents that were fine with it. Even his older child berates him. No, I have not watched it, and no, I certainly didn't say wasn't as I didn't. Did I say it wasn't as bad as Equalizer? I said they're both stupid, but Jared Padalecki is a big, tall, young dude, relatively speaking.
Youngish.
Yeah, the point being is if he did play some ass kicker, I could buy into it in a good story or something.
He was young when Supernatural started in 1973.
Well, I'm talking about compared to Queen Latifah. In other words, I could buy him as an action star of anything before Queen Latifah. I'm not that this show's good. I mean, he's having to take over for Chuck Dorrance, for God's sake. So no, I didn't say it was better. I say it's pretty stupid that they're doing that. But now that you mention it, I could buy in an action role. I could buy Jared Padalecki before I could buy Queen Latifah. If that's sexism, so be it. That's all I'm saying. I don't even think other than did I say that? I don't remember saying that, Chris. You may have misheard me, brother. I think it's pretty stupid that they remake Wanker Texas Ranger. And I have heard but that's a good point though, Chris. I've heard that about it, how he's a big pussy on that show. I have heard that though from what you're saying, Chris, and he's a big pussweed on that show. If you had to choose, Clobby, what to watch, either Equalizer or Wanker, the fate of the multiverse hangs in the balance. The multiverse is going to die.
Screw the multiverse.
Honestly, we got
enough problems keeping one together.
You know what I would watch? Explore the multiverse. I would probably watch Equalizer because that's got to be funnier. From what I've heard from it's Equalizer is one thing. He says it's painful for him to watch it probably. From what I've heard, it's funny though because you got to watch this big 50-something-year-old woman throwing like all these killers all over the place, like across the room and shit. And her boss tells her something like, "You are the best." Someone was telling me, like, there's a scene where he's telling you, "You're the best I ever had, best agent I ever worked with." And I'm going, "That's Queen Latifah. What the fuck?" Oh, you what? What? No, dude. And there's another thing. Again, I don't give a shit if this comes off as sexist or not. I saw a trailer for some new TV show coming out that may already be canceled just a couple of months ago. It's Gabrielle Union, who's a beautiful woman, I think, and Jessica Alba, whom I think is a beautiful woman. And they were running it's a buddy cop show. and they're two cops, but they're not like, I never watched Cagney and Lacey. I never gave a shit about it.
Nah,
but it was well liked.
Cop show fan.
But it was popular, right? It was a popular show, and people liked it for the drama it had, and and maybe they were tough women and all this. Again, nothing against it. Just wasn't. I never really, I was a kid. I was a young guy. I wasn't going to watch that stuff. Yeah, it wasn't for me, as they say.
Right.
However, that looked like a normal show where there were normal human beings who happened to be cops. Yes, they had to be tough and stuff. This one, these two beautiful women though, they're running around doing all the same, acting just like dudes. I'm just going to say it. Who gives a fuck? They're acting like dudes. They're nasty. They're trying to be like Riggs and Murtaugh.
Don't act like us.
Huh?
Yeah, don't act like us.
Yeah, I don't want to see two beautiful women acting like that. You could do a cop show with two women, and if it's a good show, that's fine. But they're just acting like dudes. And you watch the trailer, they're doing all this fucking, just like all these modern shows. There's like a 90-pound woman throwing 250-pound dudes all over the place. And I'm sorry, if little Jessica Alba kicks a fucking 290-pound fucking dude, and he ain't flying across the room. Unless she has superpowers. But, you ever see like they'll show these women in movies punch a dude's 10 times their size in the face. And you go, oh, and he falls back. No. And again, I know it's movies, but sometimes it just stretches credulity to the point where I don't, it's just, and I don't really want to, is that sexist? I don't want to see women, I'm not saying they have to be, little prim and proper or little damsels or anything like that, but they just acted like, dude, they, acted like a couple of they were Lethal Weapon. I'm like, I don't really need to see that. Just me. I'm old, though. You understand I'm old, everybody. I just don't like to see that crap. But that's the end thing. Or is it the end thing? Because the thing's probably canceled already. I think it's canceled.
I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's just a buddy cop show with those two. And again, two lovely women who probably thought they were cool making a buddy cop show, running around shooting, killing, doing all the Riggs and Murtaugh stuff, and nobody watched it. And of course, people not watching it are sexist to them, probably. It would be nice if Jared were written as an arse kicker, but he isn't. He's getting his butt handed to him, just like Chuck Norris did. Remember? Not. While Queen Latifah cleans everyone's clocks, she kicks down doors without lifting her foot. Holy shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's true, dude. Oh my God, it's so stupid. But yeah, again, there's the thing, Chris. You could believe it if they wrote it where, Jared was kicking ass because he's, but you can't. No, it just doesn't work for Queen Latifah. I mean, and to be fair to Jared, not only is it horribly written from what you're telling me, they're asking him to take over for Chuck Norris, dude, who may not, you say what you want about him as an actor. His characters are always the biggest badass in the room, right? So, the show was called LA's Finest, was a spinoff of Will Smith's Bad Boys. Did it last? Nothing to do with cops, it's probably canceled. Yeah, that's true. Huh. Fucking. I believe in being able to run through doors. You guys are mean. Oh, Equalizer saves the universe. Yeah, to answer your question, Explorer, I would watch Equalizer to save. I would take one for the team to save the universe, and it would be funny. Probably so.
I wouldn't do either because I don't care about the universe.
That's true. Yeah, I mean the universe is overrated. Remember as the beginning of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says, in the beginning, the universe was created. This has met with lots of criticism, has been widely regarded as a bad move.
Yeah, no kidding.
It lasted 2 seasons before it got canceled. Shows how much TV I want. I would have thought 2 episodes, but I was just seeing like trailers for it a month or two ago, a few months ago. And I
wonder how many episodes there were per season, though. Not like the old days where there were 23 episodes.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Well, if it's canceled, it's sexism. Yeah. You know, seeing really attractive chicks like that, not the fighting so much as them, spitting and getting drunk and acting like assholes like dudes do. It's like, it's just, sorry.
Yeah, who wants to be like that?
I don't want to see it.
I don't either.
Now, I'd watch those two chicks and other things. I know. You know what? And that makes sense. By the way, Mark, give me the see. If Gina Carano played the Equalizer, I could buy into it to an extent. First of all, she's a lot younger. We all know she could kick ass in real life. You could come up with, if you had to do it, and she's not middle-aged and, of a certain size, and yeah. Okay, here's a harder one. Let's see here. Here's hard. STD all seasons or Batwoman all the seasons. All seasons. What ones? That's an easy one for me. Explorer the Multiverse. It would be Batwoman because Batwoman's funny. It's so horrible. STD is Star Trek is near and dear to my heart. I love it. So seeing Star Trek completely defiled and abused the way STD does is an abomination to me. It's disgusting. So I just I would Batwoman over STD because I would at least be able to laugh at it. And I never really cared for that character in the comics anyway. There were 26 episodes. Oh boy. Well, Chris Pershing's on point tonight. Chuck Norris was a stiff, but he had a goofy charisma. The original Wanker went 8 seasons, 200 episodes. Yo, Paulie, the great Latino slant. What's up, buddy? Did we like episode 2? Paulie, I didn't spoiler it or anything, but I thought, I decided that it didn't really do any of the horrible kind of wokey stuff that we expect from CW yet. That's probably in the pipeline, but maybe not. But it's basically a standard CW show. Just to sum up real quick, it looks like it's going to have this formula going on forever, and you could take this for what it's worth. It's got your Superman bit. It's going to be sprinkled throughout. Your Lois stuff with her big fight with the evil, horrible Morgan Edge and his corporation of the Daily Planet and all that stuff, and the kids. So that just so I thought that I didn't hate this episode or anything like that, but the first one I kind of enjoyed a little bit more. This one probably pretty much tells me what I already knew. That's kind of what you're going to be in for every week, the family soap opera stuff. So if you're okay with that kind of stuff, the show might maintain and be okay. I'm going to stick with it a little bit longer, but I think I know where they're going now. And so I put that out there as a caveat. Anyone who, if you don't mind that, and if you want to have that kind of CW soup, that kind of formula for a show, and you know where you're getting into, you might like it more than me.
Well, see, yeah, to use the term soap opera, if you can do it well, then that's cool. Because you and I have both talked that the Bronze Age Spider-Man was basically a soap opera.
True.
I mean, we both called it that. So, I mean, if you can pull it off,
sure.
Cool. Yeah, but if you can't, oh boy.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly, Mark. But look, and again, I don't hate this show yet. It's okay.
Right.
I'll watch a couple of more. It's nothing really. I'm certainly not trashing it. I'm simply saying it looks like it's going to pretty much do what it's going to go where all CW shows have gone before, if you will. And that's not even a knock. I'm just saying that's what they're going to do there. When you got the name Greg Berlanti on something on the CW network, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. But Paulie, first episode was a little better. But again, that's probably going to be what you're looking at every week. There were a couple things in it I didn't like. So, again, and with those Bronze Age Spider-Man, like you're talking about, that was a comic, would that work the same as a TV show? And you got a lot of Spidey action in it. But yeah, it was Archie meets Spidey in a sense, but except without the humor. In the Ramita years, especially. So yeah, Peter Parker's life was a soap opera. Superman's life's never been a soap opera, really. In comics and different things like that. So yeah. Now again, you can have soap opera elements to a show, like story arcs and continuing themes to a show, and still do it brilliantly. Case in point is Babylon 5. I'm having so much fun re-binge watching that right now. And I didn't even plan to binge it. I just wanted to see. I went to HBO Max to see how the special, the new remastered effects look. Just wanted to see what they look like, because I just binged the show about a few years back, all through again. And I wanted to do that. I just wanted to take a look, and now, boom, I got hooked, couldn't stop. And now I'm getting bummed out because I'm already into the 4th season, and I'm trying to watch it. And again, binging it in proper watch order, which is which any of you do ever start watching the brilliant show Babylon 5, there's a certain order you got to watch it, and interspersing the movie specials in there. But damn, I'm already way past the half point. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had this ability to delete it from my memory and watch it over again. Which won't be a problem with my memory, actually. 2 years from now, it'll be I can watch it again, and it'll be brand new. Because that's only 3 years ago that I binged it before. And it's just such a great show. Good God, I mean, man, especially that 3rd season, some of the best television I've ever seen. And it's magnificent, and I'm just loving it. You're not a Deep Space Nine guy. I ended up loving that later. But the similarities between the two if you've seen both, is hilarious. Because I do believe, and it's only believed because I don't know for sure, the accusations that the Trek people stole, the Babylon 5 pitch and did their own thing. It was pitched. I don't know if you know how, but Babylon 5 was pitched to the Star Trek people years before.
I've heard there's some similarities.
Well, it was pitched to them, and they basically turned it down and then just created Deep Space Nine. They both went on the air roughly around the same time. We're in production at the same time. And I love both shows, so I got 2 good shows out of it. But a great once YouTuber, I don't know if he's still on YouTube, Dave Cullen, he did a video talking about that. Is it true? Is it true? People always say it was ripped off from Babylon 5. Well, when you lay them next to each other and there's so many similarities, it's just, there's no way there's no way both people just happen to make this show with this many similarities. Somebody took a whole bunch of stuff from that one and just make their own show about it. Because, Star Trek, before that, was the Next Generation, a ship exploring space. Why did you make a show about a space station? Which is fine to make a show about a space station. But the idea probably came from somewhere, and it wasn't Roddenberry. He wasn't really into that. And then, of course, Roddenberry had passed before Deep Space Nine had gone on the air, but they were talking, it was in the works. And it's tough for me to say which one is better. It's tough for me to pick one better. Right now, I think Babylon 5 was better, but when I binged Deep Space Nine, I think it's better.
Me too. And I've never even seen Babylon 5.
Yeah, you hate Deep Space Nine, that's right.
I hate Deep Space Nine. Oh,
I love it. That's true, Mark D with the C. It was. Oh, Mark D with the C. So, look, but it's a great show, and they got so many things, so many similarities between the two, but what can you do? But still, they have soap opera elements that run through it, and yet, unlike, I can already see now what's going on with this, anytime I watch a CW show, including now this one, when I watch Babylon 5, I get engrossed in it. Because I love see, if you're going to do that, if you're going to have all these continuing winding story arcs through your seasons, you've got to have great characters for that. You talked about the Spider-Man thing. Well, they made good characters. You had Peter Parker, and he had a good cast. Like you say, people will buy into it if you don't overdo it and you give us great characters. CW is really that's not their strong suit, giving great characters. Also, Maddie's daddy hates Deep Space Nine, too. Deep Space Nine, I love Deep Space Nine. Great show. Brett Cohen, welcome, my friend. Okay. Yeah, he's on Mines and Odyssey. All right. I'm on Mines. That's a pretty cool form. I hope that thing takes off. Jobber says, Joe says, they redid the effects on Babylon 5. I thought they couldn't do it with conversion problems. No, they did it. Now, the thing is, they did the series. I don't know if they did the movies, but they did the series. Yes, Jobber. I was surprised too. I thought they couldn't do it either. But so I can't explain it. They kept saying they couldn't do it. I think they just remastered the film. They didn't redo the effects, though. They can't redo the effects. Well, when I say can't, it would be too expensive to redo the effects.
Yeah, there's no money in it.
Yes. And when they did it with, for example, as you know, they did it with the original Star Trek, the original series. They did it with Star Trek, The Next Generation. They didn't do it with the other Treks yet. Because it's very expensive. So, to my understanding, you can, maybe the technology exists to be able to do it, but it would be very, very expensive to do it. Babylon 5. They used, what was it? Steve's the animator guy. So if I make the slightest mistake, anything to do with animation, he's all over me. They called it the video toaster back then, for lack of a better term, for the Babylon 5 effects. Steve, what was I forget what that process was again? But it wasn't, it wasn't model work. It wasn't practical effects or anything. Discovery loss. Yeah. Googled. The Discovery lawsuit, for those who don't know, there was an artist who all of the look and many of the story elements and other things on STD, Star Trek Dysentery, were stolen from an artist who created a video game. And I mean, they stole so much from this guy. And of course, CBS, all asshats, has the big money behind them, the lawyers and stuff. So the lawsuits, the guy tried to sue them, went nowhere. And it's a damn shame. Yeah, and Asab Din, that was right. He's appealing, but man, he's fighting a giant. He's fighting CBS. You're not going to beat them. Sad. It's a sick shame. But anyway, so yes, they can't do anything with those effects, Jobber. But they remastered the thing, and it looks really good. The remastering's fine, and I didn't even need that, by the way. They never had to do that for me. I can watch those old effects and then appreciate them for what they are. But they did remaster them, and it does look really good on HBO Max. So I guess it'll be on DVD. Whoa, you got noise back there, bro. Are you under attack?
Am I under attack?
Yeah.
No, I think my wife is rewatching Survivor and she gets upset.
Oh.
I hear it every once in a while. I'll just hear it. Just pure anger coming from the bedroom where she's screaming at the TV like a maniac.
Wait, they still make that? Or is it like old?
I think she's rewatching.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she went back. She archived it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Been long enough to where I think she forgot.
Oh, I got you. Wow.
It's real invested in it.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty funny.
It's always been funny to me that people watch that thing. I don't understand. But
she gets so angry. She gets so angry. She'll just yell at the screen. It's like me watching a game or something.
Yeah. I hear you. They lost money on the TNG Blu-rays since they had to redo all the special effects. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did not know that they lost money on that. Wow. Jesus. Well, that's a damn shame. They put those TNGs, those are on Netflix, the remastered ones, and they look good, so there's that. There's that.
They remastered it.
Yeah. Now, they didn't. It's not the same as the original series remastering, where it's as noticeable, because those effects weren't really, they were. Yeah, it was the 80s, but they didn't look that bad at that time. Moira Kitty, lovely to see you there, my dear. Great to see you. It's not the same as Is that, in other words, they didn't have to add things. For example, there were things they could not shoot in the original series that they added to the remasters. Like in Errand of Mercy, you don't really get to see Klingons, obviously, because it was retro. It was later, till the third season till you see a Klingon D7 cruiser or whatever it is, the Klingon heavy cruiser, battle cruiser. But so they, retroactively went back to Errand of Mercy from the first season when they first met Klingons, and you get a shot of him fighting, a Klingon battle cruisers in there. You never get to see the Antares and Charlie X until you see the remastered one. Well, they didn't do that with Next Gen. They just, to my knowledge, I guess cleaned up the footage.
Cleaned it up. And
yeah, I'm guessing, but so they won't remaster any of the other ones. They don't have to. Again, I rewatch DS9 all the time, and I've watched some Voyager recently, and I've watched Enterprise all the time. They don't need to be remastered. I don't know why the Next Generation needed to be remastered. To be honest with you, to be honest, the original series didn't need it either. But they wanted to. I guess they thought. I don't know what the thought process is where they thought they needed to do that.
I think it was to line it up more with,
I guess,
with the current incarnations, effects wise and everything. I think that was probably the idea. Because of when, of course, the original show was shot during the 60s and the effects are very antiquated. And I think they just wanted it to flow a little better. I mean, that's what I would assume.
I thought or they thought they might be appealing. They might bring
and there was money to be made.
They did make money. I think they thought they were going to be bringing in some new audience, some people who they thought people might watch if they thought it had flashier special effects, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Now, again, it's not like George Lucas screwing around with the fucking Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they didn't do much.
No, they added things. They didn't change one iota of story.
They didn't change anything. They just jazzed it up. And I can watch it either way.
And they didn't take away the old versions. So I'm fine with the remaster. Yeah, I'm fine with the remastering. And for a while it was kind of cool to see. It was fun to look at.
I'll deliberately seek out the originals sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, this 50th anniversary Blu-ray set that I got a while back, that came out in 2006, but I just got it recently. That has it has both versions on the Blu-rays, but not only that, you can toggle, but you can be sitting there watching a scene and toggle between the old shots and the new shots. Your Muslim uncle, welcome, my friend. It is always great to see you, sir. Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, it's like you said. At least they left the original there. Like, you can have this too.
Yeah, not like George Lucas, who said this is the way it's going to be. You can't watch the old ones. That's why
with his dick move.
That was a dick move. That was terrible.
It's a total dick move. It's a complete dick move, and then he lies about it too. He's like, well, when we remastered, the original was destroyed, and I'm like, that's not how that works, George. It doesn't work like that. You don't. Yeah. I don't know who you think you're kidding.
Yeah. It's just that really pissed me off. With TOS was shot on film much easier to do. They needed to rescan the film with TNG. They had to basically redo each episode from scratch to recreate all the special effects. Well, no wonder it was
the hell with that.
Yeah, they did it. It looked cool and everything, but didn't really. I don't know why they had to do that, to be honest with you. Had a few minutes, saw you were live, wanted to show some support. Hail to you, your Muslim uncle, my friend. I'm always honored to have you pop in, my friend. Thank you so much. But yeah, again, I still have my old clamshell copy, of the first DVD releases of the original series, and but like I say, it's cool to watch them. But either way, it's fine. But they never needed to do it for me. It's fine that they did because, like I said, they didn't take away the originals from us. That's all I'm saying. That Tito slant. If you're still here, Paulie, please go to his channel and subscribe. Yes.
When it comes to the original series, I think it absolutely had to be. They absolutely had to do something with it, because I noticed before they monkeyed with things on a newer television, the sound was horrible.
Yeah.
You could barely hear Shatner's monologue in the intro. It was pitched down so low that it was either non-existent or so low you couldn't even hear it. So to save the show, I'm sure they probably had to resort to some drastic means because it just was not being supported by new technology.
Wow. Well,
and
yeah,
the picture, good. I mean, it would look like a postage stamp. It was so small. I'm like, wow, this is terrible. So it was probably an effort to save the show too.
Yeah, and now it's so clear you can see the zippers on the uniform.
Yeah.
That freaked me out the first time I was watching one that's really clear, and you can see the goddamn zippers
right
on the uniform. Oh shit! But yeah, no, that was well, that's good. You know, that's good stuff. It's I like it. I enjoy. I don't have any problem with it for the reasons we mentioned. They didn't take the old one away, and it is kind of cool sometimes to see what they do. Now, there are times when I think somebody remastered. I was like, and this has been well over 10 years since they've done it. Well over. I can't remember exactly how long ago. It was like 08 or something.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, yeah.
But there's some of the things they did with the effects. I mean, it didn't look fantastic. They could have maybe done better on it, but it's fine. And again, if you need that to watch them, then you're really not. I mean, Trek isn't for you anyway. But I don't know. I don't know how many people it brought in, but they did it. They did it, and again, they've done well. So it's the only thing Star Trek that still makes any kind of. And again, they don't make any They make very little merchandise now because the brand is destroyed as far as being profitable because they're stupid garbage, filthy trash. Bad reboot shows don't get any ratings. No one watches their crap, and no one. What little, and I do mean little, merch they do on those shows, it does not sell. But they still sell the original series, and they still sell the old shows. Again, however, because the brand has been ruined, it's just like Mark D. was just telling us. Even though they spent all that money remastering The Next Generation, they lost money on it. Now, I wonder why that is. CBS, Paramount Pictures. I wonder why. Because you ruined The Next Generation. My theory on that is P. Hard. I mean, really, just in all of the bad reboot shit in general, but P. Hard ruined interest in The Next Generation. I can't tell you how many people have said this, and I'm not necessarily saying this is me saying it or that I'm the same way, Flash, but I've had a lot of people tell me because of how horrible P. Hard is, it's ruined The Next Generation for them. They can't go back and watch it now. Jesus is my king. Welcome, my friend. Because people make the show. People make the show for it. Don't buy anything. That's exactly right. The people that the idiots are trying to please at Bad Reboot to make STD and P. Hard and Lower Drex and this other shit coming out and that made the shitty Jar Jar Abrams movie trash. None of those people buy a goddamn thing. That's why no one cares. And they just don't give a shit about that stuff. So that's why so the brand's destroyed. And I believe that a lot of people can't go back. Now, I still could go back and watch it and enjoy it kind of forget about it, but I can't say it's not on my mind when I watch one now, what Patrick Stewart did to that character. Well, I mean, dude, because a lot of people, you know me, and I know you. We're both original series guys the most. I mean, right. Like I said, unlike you, I like all the series to varying degrees. I really like them. I'm not the biggest Voyager guy, but even warmed up to it a little bit in some ways. In other words, at least it's Trek, and there's some episodes I like. So on the whole, I've changed. Over the course of years, I've changed to where I like some of the other ones too. But the original series will always be my favorite. It'll always be king to me. But I really have. Definitely now a soft spot for Next Generation. Like it a lot better than I used to, and I just recently have, watched it a lot up until they did P. Hard, and garnered a new kind of appreciation for it. And then but there are many people, as you know, that grew up really, really loving it. And really loving, the Patrick Stewart's portrayal of Jean-Luc Picard and all these characters. And they have shit all over it. Patrick Stewart has shit all over it. What he's done. And many people said the show's ruined for them. They go back and watch it now. And in the back of your mind, you know what at least, even though that's not real, you should discount that. You should not count that as the real Trek universe.
Yeah, I can separate it.
You can. Some people, even though they agree with us that they were separated, it's still, if they watch that trash, which is a bad mistake, I know I did.
Wow.
It does come into the back of their head when they watch it. Go, I can't believe what he did to this character.
It's easier for me anyway because I didn't even finish Picard. So
yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, it's way easy for me.
That's good. What I'm saying is, if you didn't, though,
right?
If you did sit through it, I can see what they're saying. I'm not saying it's me, by the way. I can watch one and just forget about it. But I can't. Well, I'm not telling you the truth. I'm not saying I forget about it. I can watch them and compartmentalize and go, well, this is the real universe. That's not real Trek. But some people, I get it. Everyone's different. They'll watch it and they'll go, I can't believe what happens to this character. Now, my advice to anyone that way, even though I understand where you're coming from, try to remember, just like, Flash just said, and like I said, it's a shame that he did that. And the whole cast has come out and said some really horrible, nasty shit, by the way. It's a shame that he did that. And it's a shame that most of the cast of Next Generation are a bunch of dicks.
Right.
Try to separate that, and still, if you want to enjoy, don't let it ruin your enjoyment of the old show. But it's easier said than done.
I can totally separate it, and I'll give you an example of how I can separate it. Let's say they do something to Dick Grayson in the comics right now. Something horrific. Something, what the hell? Let's say, they brutally disembowel him or something, something horrific. That's not my Dick Grayson. You know what I mean? No. Because it's been rebooted, so I'm like, that's not the one I grew up with. I don't care.
Comics fans know that. Comics fans can do that, but a lot of people aren't comics fans. But you're right. Yeah. That's what I do too. I've been doing that. So
that's how I do it. It's like, it's not my Dick Grayson. It's not my Picard. That's
Mark D with the C. No, I hear you. But see, Mark D with the C. The Jar Jar Abrams filth-infested, maggoty, garbage universe is not another universe. The P. Hard universe is taken up directly from that, because they even mentioned the destruction of Vulcan and all that stuff. All bad reboots the same. It's all maggot-infested, filthy trash that is not Star Trek. But I love you anyway, brother. It's all the same. And by the way, we wouldn't be in this mess without 09. But yeah, and dude, the stuff Marina Sirtis said recently, that was horrible. I guess I don't know if you know about that.
Nah.
Well, remember a couple of weeks ago when the death in the family side, exactly. Remember a couple of weeks ago with the big freeze in Texas and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And how there were people dying because of it, dying in that big freeze. I'm sure you heard.
Right.
Well, she came out basically and tweeted on Twitter that it made fun of it and said, but basically, I really feel for all those people. I think, but they got this because they basically deserved it because of how they vote a certain way, because it's a red state. Basically mocking the deaths of people because she doesn't like the way the state votes. I mean, that's a nasty piece of work right there. It's tough to ever think of that character in good terms. You might be right. But Mark D with the C. Is TNG banned in Texas? I don't know, buddy. Maybe it will be. But dude, that's horrible, though. What? How do you think those people feel if she ever went to a convention in Texas? If they know about that.
Here's the thing. If I would ever become famous for whatever reason, first thing I would do is get rid of my Twitter. You know what I mean? Just so I don't say something stupid.
They're saying something stupid and they're saying something flat out evil.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, this is gone. This is out of here.
No.
This is out of here.
Right. And she's not the only. Almost everybody in that cast has said really horrible shit politically, and not. It's just. Whew. And to tell you the truth, I don't care if celebrities well, yeah, Rod Thunderheart, that's true, but she doesn't care. She only cares that it's quote a red, even though it's more of a purple state now. This woman is ignorant. She just thinks it's a red state. They're evil, and she's mocking their deaths. And if it were a blue state that she thought were a blue state, and she wouldn't be doing it. Bottom line. That's what she wrote. Don't get me wrong. My heart bleeds for Texans, for what Texans are going through right now. But the mean girl in me says you get the government you deserve. That is fucking disgusting.
What does the weather have to do with it?
Yeah, exactly. She's trying because she believes a lot of propaganda. She believes a lot of propaganda. But you're right. She doesn't care. She just wanted to say something nasty about that horrible party that she hates so much. Yeah. But that's true. That half, it's kind of, it's not, yeah, I mean, it's not quite half. It's still a purple state, but it's mostly been a red state for the longest time. But see, she doesn't even know what a purple state is. She just hears red and blue, and they, thinks they vote a certain way, and that's the way she is. It's horrific. I don't care what the state is, though. How about not making a wisecrack about a bunch of people dying because you don't like their fucking voting? Just fucking, yeah. She's really not her character, is she? She's just not. And I'm not, look, we don't get political on this channel that much or anything like that. And so I'm not going to go there for that long as far as political. I'm just talking about how Star Trek, the brand, has taken so many hits. First, just by shitty remakes like the Jar Jar Abrams crap that weren't political. I hate those movies, but they weren't really political. They were just garbage, and they screwed the canon, and they just threw it all in the garbage. But then they do STD, which was intended. I mean, they have the idiot who wrote worked on P Hard, and of course they said a lot of stuff with the STD people too. Michael Chabon is quoted as saying with P Hard, "Oh, we definitely want to offend fans. We want to piss fans off." And he's going to be writing more. Yeah, good way to go. I again call me old fashioned. If I hire somebody to work for me, and they come out and start antagonizing my customers, I'm probably not going to want the guy to work. Again, I know that's crazy. I know that sounds weird, right? It's really out there that I'm not going to want somebody trashing my paying customers. I know that's just a revolutionary concept. Yeah, that's true. Your Muslim uncle, that's right. It's not really politics. It's manners. But people like to conflate those. Mark D with a C, that's right. She's just a nasty person. She had a horrible tragedy in her life a couple years back when her husband passed away. And I don't know if anybody who doesn't like her politics went on and made fun of her and thought it was a hoot that the woman had lost her husband. Then a couple years back when she found out that Kirstie Alley votes a way she doesn't like, who's her friend, that they were friends, on Twitter announced, "You are dead to me."
Why?
That's a nice person, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Why?
It's evil. It's nasty.
I don't give a fiddler's fuck who you vote for. If I like you, I like you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Nope. I'm with you. Same here.
I either like you or I don't.
But people are really wrapped up in these ideologies, and Chris Bird says, "But how?"
Like I said, I don't give a fiddler's fuck about your religion or lack of religion, or your politics or lack of politics. I either like you or I don't, and it's a personal thing.
How does she know how victims voted? She doesn't know. She didn't know how those people who died voted, but she just blaming she throws them in the whole state because that's what these morons do. Would should, I think she send an apology to the families of the deceased if she found out they voted the same as her? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think she ever backtracked and when people apologize, I don't really take it that seriously now anyway, because you should know not to say something like that. That's not an oops. People do say things they don't mean sometimes, but that's different. Yeah. You could say some shit in anger. She didn't say this in anger. She was laughing. Okay. It's one thing to blurt out some shit. By the way, that's Twitter too. It's another thing. That's one thing.
It's a cesspool.
Oh, it's horrible. And I use it to stay in contact with people I wouldn't have contact otherwise. And I have to, for the show and stuff like that. But for years, I never even touched Twitter. And just over the past couple of years, because of the YouTube thing and a little bit before that. And I look at it too much. I'll admit to you.
Nasty place. Nasty.
It's
nasty,
just
horrible place that I have no interest in visiting.
Well, you're better off, man. Dr. Herky Monkey said, I'm sorry I said Lois was a handsome lady. Are you? You don't have to be sorry about that.
And I'm really baffled how Twitter thinks they can rule the world. You know?
Yeah, exactly. They do though. And there's this look, there are a tiny amount of people on Twitter make the noise, and they have algorithms and things where they like the people who like that horrible piece of shit fired Gina Carano hashtag probably started from within like by KK, what's her face, KK, piece of shit Kathleen Kennedy, and exacerbated by Twitter mobs, and they are Twitter mobs, but these mobs, oh yeah, there's a bunch of them, but not relative to how many people there are in the world. They just make a lot of noise, and they amplify their voices. And the problem is not them. There's some lost, horrible people. The problem is these fucking corporations, the Disneys, and people like that. They listen to these people for some reason. That's the problem.
I heard something interesting the other day from the last person I would expect. Not a slight against him. It's just that that's the last person I would think to be truly prophetic about the internet. One of our local DJs the other day played a sound clip from Prince, and this was it was the dawn of the internet. The internet was basically just beginning. The internet as we know it, and I don't know what it was at. I don't know if it was the Grammys or it was some award show, and Prince. And I'm not gonna. I'm paraphrasing what he said here. But he essentially said, look, the internet's a very cool thing, but don't get lost in it. He said, Prince is basically saying, don't get lost in it because we'll lose ourselves. And I can see people becoming very nasty with each other. And I'm like, wow. That guy had his finger on the pulse back then.
Called it.
He called it. He 100% called it. 100% called it.
He called it all right. That's, man. It just, hey, Mexican Iron Man this here. What's up, buddy? Happy birthday for yesterday, bro. Good to see you. But that's exactly right. That's exactly right. It makes, well, yeah, because again, it doesn't, you don't have to, you can hide behind nicknames. Yeah, you can hide behind kind of crap. And that's, well, prophetic on this part. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's a damn shame, man. Look, the temptation for people is you can get away with saying whatever you want. Now, everybody, a human being has temptation sometimes. And if you're really pissed off at something that someone posted or what have you, and you get angry, you type some nasty shit at them. And I can't tell you that I've never been wanting, like I see something, I want to just get on somebody and just write some kind of shit about it. Shit that would just start a big fight and stuff. And I would, and I've learned over the years, not in the early days of social media, no one really got this, but now that we've been doing it for a long time, when I get into that situation, I've many times stopped myself and said, do I really want to send this? And I'm talking never anything horrible like Marina Spertus or people like that are saying, but just things that I think, maybe I'll regret writing this. Maybe I shouldn't write this. Maybe if I do, I'm going to get into a damn 50,000 word War and Peace Twitter or Facebook post argument, which is really annoying. I hate those. So do I really want to send this off? It's happened to me before. I can't lie. I've been tempted to say something pretty shitty sometimes. I mean, not on the order of some of these social justice warriors comebacks, but I've wanted to write something. Sometimes I've caught myself going, don't do it. Don't send this shit. It's not, again, people can't decipher tone as well when they're looking at characters on a page. You might just be goofing off and saying something goofy that you said it in person. Some people might get the tone, whatever. It looks bad sometimes, and no one can there's nuance. No one can see nuance in what you're writing there. And other times, if you're writing it angrily, you could feel crappy later that you said something that you maybe. And unlike it coming out of your mouth, you have the opportunity when you're typing it to see it in front of you and see how it looks. And I think probably a lot of people might go, yeah, and you'll backtrack. You might change the way you say it, or you might just delete the thing. And I felt myself having deleted a couple times. It's happened to me. But some people don't have that filter, it seems like. And they'll write the nastiest shit, send it off. Because it's human. We all get pissed off and say things we don't like sometimes, I guess. Maybe not we all, but I know I have. And I tried to not do it. Because
you're not going to get punched in the face at that moment.
And there's the thing, you can get away with it because you're not going to get a punch in the face. And you can block them. You don't have to listen.
There's the rub, isn't there?
Right. You don't have to look at their reply either. You don't have to hear a reply either. You can just not look at it.
That's why we're better behaved face to face, because you don't want to get that blast to the head.
Yep. Robert. Yeah, exactly. That's horrible, Mark D with a C, man. I'm a big Rush. I'm still devastated about Rush. That's horrible. And yeah, that kind of crap makes me sick. Some of your family stopped talking to you because they found out you listened. So imagine that you listen to a radio show that they don't like, and they don't like opinions, and family members stop talking to you. That's disgusting, man. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm not trying to trash your family members, but you're not the only one that's happened to. I've had many people not like that particular person you're talking about I listen to them, and they don't have to listen, but they don't stop talking to me over it. And if I didn't like them, I wouldn't stop talking to someone over it. That's disgusting, man.
The only reason I would stop talking to somebody is if they listen to country music.
Well, that's different.
Then we're finished. You're dead to me.
You got to have standards, man.
You're dead.
With me, it's rap. So. Yeah, so I hear you. But I hear you, man, and that's exactly right. You're Muslim uncle. That's right the way it should be, man. We should all be able to get along, regardless of politics or anything like that. Unless, of course, you listen to country music, then you are dead to flash.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I'm happy to report to you that I don't, but I do know people that do, but I still talk to them. Hell, I even talk to people that watch STD. Or Be Hard.
I don't think I know anybody.
I wish I didn't. I'm just kidding. I know some people I like that watch that shit, but I'll talk to them. So usually goes pretty much like, what the fuck you watch that for? Uh-oh. I guess I'm dead to carry Maddie's dad. Maddie, I had no idea. Maddie's daddy had no idea that you listened, but not me. You're still alive to me, brother.
I'll let it go. I'll backtrack.
See, you had internet. You had internet courage for a minute.
Yeah, I'm sending out an apology. Yeah, that was internet courage. I'm sorry. Take it back.
Oh shit!
Take it back. See, because I didn't have to worry about getting blasted in the face.
Yeah.
He wouldn't blast me in the face. Anyway.
No, he wouldn't. He's a good dude. He could kick some ass now. I tell you that much. This man is a black belt in every martial art.
Oh, well, that's different then. I love it.
Now he loves some country music.
See, you threw that in there. Yeah, okay, well, I've changed my mind. That's different.
Johnny Cash, does Johnny Cash count as country though? Because even I like that. Leonard Skinner's not country, is it?
It's bad. I don't know.
It's not bad. Come on. Chris Persia, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. That's terrible, buddy. I'm sorry, dude. That's awful, man. That is a damn shame, brother. Let's see. I used to be a bouncer at a country and western bar. It was Murder on My Soul. Did they play country and western? Anyone get that quote from? Well, you've seen the Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Posted a photo of my mom with gifts Rush had sent her in a tribute to him when he died. Then people went on her and my wall trashing it. Just keep that's horrible, dude. I'm sorry, man. That's happened to a lot of people, bro, and it's over ideology, over political ideology, and that stinks, man. Sorry, bro. That suckles. Oh my god, that's fucking terrible. But yeah, no, look, I know a lot of people that I even know people that listen to rap, and I still love them. I just don't love that they make me listen to it sometimes. Ugh, that's what I hate. I hate that worse.
Yeah, not a fan either. Of course, I live in the past.
Let's see here. That's good. Yeah, me too. I do. Good news, Clobberin time. Just got Rosetta Stone Southern Drawl Advanced Edition. 2021 with Texas Georgia combo pack. Yes, my good buddy Mexican Iron Man is moving to the South eventually one of these days. I think he is, and he's going to get that. He's going to get that accent down.
Got to get got to acclimate.
Well, man, that's great news. And Mexican, if I can help in any way, I'm an expert on accents. Well, not really. Yeah, they had both kinds of music, country and Western. I love that. I love that movie. I was watching it recently. It was oh god. Old movies, man, they hold up. There's so many great ones. Clobby, what is worse for you, rap or hip hop? You mean is there a difference? Or are you kidding me? Is there a difference between those two? I thought they were the same. But I don't know, man. See, I don't know. Look, again, I'm old. I mean, I'm even older than Flash, and I don't like any of this modern crappy. Or I've never liked rap, and if it's hip hop, where people or hips are hopping, no. I don't know which one is worse, buddy. I thought they were the same thing. That shows what I know. It's all politically motivated. If you're on the wrong side, depending on who you talk to, that is a damn shame, man. Yeah, I'm with you, Mexican Iron Man. What's the hell's difference between rap versus hip hop? They both suck. Oh, yes. I'm with you. Rap is crap. Hip hop can just hop out of here. I'm with you on that one, brother. Let's see. When I tell people I'm from Louisiana, they always say, "Where's your accent?" I tell them they watch too many movies. Now, see, Louisiana. Well, we got a good old boy, Dave Bob. He's a great dude. He's got an accent. He's from North Louisiana, though. And down here, there are a lot of people with accents as well. But
it's regional.
Near outside of New Orleans, everybody has. Not everybody. In New Orleans, there are a lot of people with Cajun accents. Now, by the way, Mexican Iron Man, did you get any? Does that pack come with Cajun accents? Because if you ever come down to New Orleans, man, you got to learn how to talk like one of the Cajun people down in the bayou, man. You know what I say? Yeah, you got to be able to talk like Justin Wilson, And they keep, Hollywood's made these fucking movies with quote unquote people in New Orleans. And yes, everyone, it's not New Orleans or New Orleans. It's New Orleans. Not New Orleans either, but it's New Orleans. But I hear people say New Orleans all the time.
We get the same thing here, where everybody thinks that if you live in West Virginia, you sound like Ellie Mae Clampett. Now, the southern part of West Virginia, yeah, I mean it's really, really, really bad. But I'm northern West Virginia, so it's kind of a mix between Pittsburgh and. It's a weird mixture between Pittsburgh and like we share more in common with Pittsburgh than the southern part of the state, because West Virginia's a big place. I mean, it doesn't look that big, but man, you ever try to drive out of this state, it takes forever. So yeah, every movie, every TV show, yeah, if it's West Virginia, they all sound like Ellie Mae Clampett or Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lambs or something like that. And it's like, no, No, that's not how that works.
Iron Man. Get out. You young people with your hippity hoppity do and your filth the flooring. Yeah. Tom Hanks. Yeah, Nolans. Yeah, that's what they say now. What was it? Maddie's daddy. Tom Hanks' Southern accent was horrible. He should get an anti-Oscar. He said.
Anti-Oscar.
They have like our boy Scott Bakula, whom I love as Captain Archer on Enterprise. He does this NCIS New Orleans show.
The real cartoony New Orleans accent.
I've never watched the show, but I've seen like bits and pieces. And
I've never have either. Not my kind of show.
Yeah, I don't like those shows, but it's procedural shows. But someone apparently told him he has to do a New Orleans accent because he's from New Orleans, and I don't know if he's trying to do that Cajun accent. You remember the film with Dennis Quaid? What was it called? The Big Easy.
I never saw it. I know. I never
watched it all either because I watched a couple of minutes of it, and he was supposed to be doing a quote unquote New Orleans accent. Oh, look, I don't think I can sit through that. Everyone says this is a good movie. Foosball is the dough. Yeah, it's good God. Mark with it. Let's see here. Well, they say Canadians have an accent. Some, I guess you guys do, yeah. But I don't know if you all talk like Bob and Dave McKenzie, though. Hey, take off, hey, you hoser. But I don't know. Mexican Ironman says, I'm ordering right now the Rosetta Stone Swamp People Edition, complete with Gator Hunter, Swamp Serpent Hunter combo pack.
Well, see, that's like I watch so much hockey. I can nail a Canadian accent in seconds. I'm like, you're from Canada. I hear it in your voice.
Oh shit. Okay, well, Maddie tells me that Maddie's daddy, I'm sorry, tells me that Raquel has an accent. Does she? I guess I just don't.
Oh yeah, it's real heavy.
Well, I guess I never really noticed because I'm just here. She sounds. Again, I don't know much about that accent. I guess if I've heard,
you hear like out.
Yeah, I mean, I heard. Yeah, I understand she probably does, but I've never even thought about it because I probably have never.
Plus, they have it like a sing. They have like a sing-song cadence to their voice. You know what I mean? Ups and downs.
Oh, I got you.
There's like a sing-song. You know what I mean by that?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
It's the cadence of the voice. Everything's it's a certain cadence.
No, I got you.
Kind of lilts. Certain words lilt up and down and.
Okay, I guess I just never noticed it that much.
Oh yeah, it's super heavy. Yeah, it's real heavy.
I got you. Well, Raquel, now I love your accent. I love you even more because I love accents. I couldn't love her anymore. I already loved her so much. I love you, Raquel. If you're hearing this, by the way, if you're out there lurking, we love you. Let's see here. Brad Thunderheart says, ask Raquel Briggs, but believe it or not, Bob and Doug McKenzie was born out of 20% Canadian content every TV station has to have. Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Well, there you go. So, learn something again. I guess I'm not familiar with that accent, so I didn't know whether she did or not. She never really, So I'll have to ask her about that. Now, my buddy Chris, I've never heard him speak, but he is from up there as well. And there you go. Of course, yes, absolutely. Maddie's daddy, Raquel is the best. She's awesome. We love you, Raquel, if you're hearing this. Sometimes she lurks when she's listening and not able to join, but I don't know. But if you are, love you. Can't wait to talk to you again Saturday. Well,
yeah, just from personal exposure, I can nail a Pennsylvania accent and a Canadian accent. I can nail it. Bang. I know where you're from.
I got you. Well, I know some other accents. I just never was familiar with those that much. So, there you go. Now there are a lot of kind of accents. Louisiana's weird that way. There are a lot of different types of accents. I mean, was it Steve? Is it Steve? Said earlier. He said that North Louisiana is really South Arkansas. So they talk a lot like the art people aren't. It's pretty much it is. It's right there, in the Arkansas border.
One day before I shuffle off this mortal coil, I'm gonna make a trip to Arkansas.
Oh, you want to go to Boggy Creek? I
want to go to Falk, Arkansas. Exactly.
I've been through there. Of course, I was very young, but dude, it was traumatizing because it was right after we saw that fucking movie at the theater, Legend of Boggy Creek.
Love that movie.
Anyone out there ever see the movie Legend of Boggy Creek? Jesus Christ!
If you haven't, do yourself a favor.
Oh shit!
It's very low budget. Very, very low budget.
We were kids. We believed that bullshit. We were riding through there, and we were afraid that motherfucker was going to jump out on the fucking road. I bet. Has anyone ever seen that thing? Anyone here? Chat. Have you seen The Legend of Boggy Creek?
And it's okay to say you love it.
I don't. All I remember is being scared shitless at the fucking. I think it was maybe at the drive-through. I mean, the drive-in theater.
That's the worst way to watch it.
I'm not sure if that may have been at the theater. I can't remember. We saw a lot of movies at drive-ins back then. But
I'm telling you, one of these summers I'm going to run that thing outside at camp.
You have that? It's available.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get it.
It's a tell them what it's about because Chris never heard of it. Tell the Legend of Boggy Creek.
Never heard of it?
That was what, early 70s?
Yeah, it's a place in Arkansas called Fouke, Fouke, and it made national headlines of a Bigfoot type creature that haunts an area specifically mostly in a place called Boggy Creek in Fouke, Arkansas. And it gained national headlines when it allegedly attacked a family who was renting a home there. 72. And a local guy named Charles B. Pierce made a documentary about it. He also made a movie called The Town That Dreaded Sundown. About the Phantom Killer who was in Texarkana. Oh, shit. Which I guess they're a stone's throw from each other, right? I guess they're pretty close.
Yes, they're pretty close.
Yeah, so he grew up in that area, and he made it's a weird movie to describe. It's part documentary, part dramatization, and because of the budget, probably he didn't use actors to recreate things. He used like the real people, like the actual people portray themselves, except with a couple of exceptions. I think the scene with where it attacked the family, the Ford family. Those are actors, but for the most part, it's just local people kind of playing themselves. And it's a huge cult classic and made a ton of money. It was shot, for basically nothing and just made a ton of money, mostly on the drive-in circuits, like you said. And I didn't see it at the drive-in, but I remember the first time I saw it was on Chiller Theater with Chili Billy Cardille. And I love it. I love it. It's so low budget. It's very. I mean, it seems like it's shot for like $100.
Yeah.
And they deliberately hide the monster because it's just a guy in a gorilla suit. They didn't have any money. Yeah, he's in a gorilla suit. There's one shot that goes by real fast where they're depicting the attack on the Ford family, and you can clearly see it's a gorilla suit. Like they didn't even try to they didn't even put like black makeup around whoever's in that suit. They didn't even put black makeup around his eyes, like they do with the Batman movies. And it's just like you can see the eye holes and everything, but it's so much fun. It's just so much fun.
But according to Dr. Hercuman, it was 72. I was freaking 8 years old.
72, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
8 years old, and not too long after, we had relatives that live in Little Rock, and we drove up there, and that's the 70s, and we'd seen that movie. We were scared that fucker was going to. We were riding up this, and we're going to be going through Boggy Creek, which you do ride through there.
Because
And
I mean, whether this thing exists or not, I mean, it's based on true incidents. So yeah, that makes it even scarier. And I'm just fascinated by Bigfoot anyway. I'm just fascinated by it. If I see anything related to it, I'm going to read it, or I'm going to watch it, or I'm just obsessed with it. I love it.
Welcome everyone to Coast with Art Bell. Yeah, well, this is Art Bell on Coast.
Oh, I'm into all that weird shit.
I love Art Bell. I miss Art.
Stuff.
God, I miss Art Bell.
Yeah, I'm into all that. Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster, and see, that's my family's claim to fame around here. By the way, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Flatwoods monster.
You've told me about the Bigfoots around where you live.
So apparently that was my family's farm. So.
Damn. Yes, everyone. Flash has some stories about Bigfoot around where he lives. Yeah, it was Swamp Thing.
But yeah, I mean, check out The Legend of Boggy Creek. It's so good. It's bad. It's bad, but it's good.
Is that even out on DVD?
Yeah. It's a little pricey at the moment because the movie actually fell into the public domain for a while. And people were like throwing DVDs out like left and right, bang, 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 bang. But then Charles Pierce's daughter, I guess, got the rights back. So,
well, it wouldn't be scary to anyone now because it's 2021. No. But in 1972, especially when you're 8 years old, and then you've got to drive through the place where everyone kept talking about that fucking monster. Didn't it like bust through the window when a dude's on the toilet?
That was the Ford. Yeah, that was the Ford family incident.
Right. Was it anything like Blair Witch? Marty says. There wasn't a documentary. Well,
it's not a lost. Really. It's not a found footage thing or anything, but it's played off as kind of like a. It's this weird. It's a difficult movie to describe. It's like this weird hybrid between a documentary and just a flat out movie, and it's like this weird hybrid mixture. I guess you would call it a docudrama. But yeah, listen, it's not a masterpiece. Okay, I'm not telling you that it's beautifully shot and it's wonderfully acted. It's just fun. It's just a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, one summer, maybe this summer, maybe this is the summer. I'm gonna run it as an outdoor movie down at camp because we've got a river right there. You hear all kinds of shit down there. I mean, you just be sitting out there and you'll hear stuff and you're like, maybe I should go back inside. But but it'd be fun, but it's like, this past summer, you just do an impulse buy. You buy it before you think it through. You know what I mean? Like, do it now. I don't remember how it even came up. We were talking about movies to run down there because we run, a lot of movies at night down there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, we're in the woods. We should run a Friday the 13th movie just for the fun of it. And I'm like, not just any Friday the 13th movie, 3D, part 3 in 3D. So I go on eBay and or Amazon, and I get a copy of Friday the 13th in 3D and order like a bunch of 3D glasses to go with it. And we sat out there at night and watched this thing. And of course, my wife is like, this is stupid. I'm like, yes, it's stupid. Of course it's stupid. But nobody ever said this movie was good. It's just the fun of sitting out here in the woods watching a movie about a killer in the woods.
Yeah, makes sense to me. That's a fun idea. Well, you got to get like you said, it's pricey, but you got to try to snag that then.
It's not super pricey. I mean, you're not going to pay $100 for it, but it's I think they just did a restoration too, a high def restoration.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure what it would be like to even to see that thing again. Wow, that was crazy.
but yeah, check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Any of you like to watch obscure old horror movies? That might be the thing for you right there, folks. Let's say Clobberin's times. I'm sorry to be nothing's off topic. We don't have a topic, brother. Rod,
Yeah, we don't have any. We're talking about the Falcon monster. How much topic could we have?
Yeah, we're not topic guys here. Not that much. We've already talked about the show. You must have played Final Fantasy 7. Have you picked up Final Fantasy remake yet? Well, actually, remember, Rod, I don't play video. I love video games. I don't really play any, so I actually have never played it. So I'm not a gamer, my friend. I'm sorry that I don't know anything about. I know I've heard of that, but I've never played it. I know that sounds weird because it's a very popular game. The only video game I ever play. Oh yeah, they did make a sequel when Chris Persia found a sequel to it. That's right. The only video game I ever played was Madden's the Madden game, the football game, and it sucks now. So I've stopped, and I hate the NFL now. But so I played a few others here and there. But I'm sorry, man, I have not played it. I would love to play some video games, but they don't do them for me because other than football, I would like to have some superhero games, and they don't make any good superhero games for me. So sorry I couldn't help you with that, man. But I look, all my friends, everybody I know just about as a gamer. So, yeah, they did make a Boggy Creek too. I forgot about that. Did you see that?
It's like some. It's basically just an original idea movie. It's not like the first one. It's not another documentary. They're just like it's more like a horror movie kind of thing.
Well, you said the first one made a lot of
Not
money.
very good.
Figures.
Made a ton of money.
Man, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. But I think I saw it at a drive-in. But if you could, like I say, we saw a lot of movies at drive-ins, or I don't know. But I know it scared the shit out of me. But now I don't know. Maybe it would still scare me. I doubt it. Oh, the movies we saw at drive-ins. Jesus. Would you recommend playing it late night at Scout Camp? Usually I stick to Star Wars and Marvel movies with our troop. Oh, you go to Scout Troop?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, run it.
They'll probably laugh at it. Kids today.
Of course they will. Of course they will. Yeah, until it gets to them.
Maybe when they're sleeping in the woods at night.
Oh, yeah, that'll take the fight out of them real fast.
Yeah, I might think that stupid looking monster.
See how brave you really are.
There you go, Mark. Holy shit. Legend of Boggy Creek.
They'll sit around and talk shit when there's a group of them sitting around. But yeah, let one of them have to go to the bathroom by themselves or something. I bet their attitude changes.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's hilarious. Yeah, there you go. Well,
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that would be fun.
If you do it, you got to give us the details.
Yeah, if you do that, let us know how that scares the little tykes, because it'll probably, this is not scary. We're laughing at it, and then it might freak them out. I don't know if like 50 years later, whatever it is, 40 some odd years later, if a generation now can be scared. In other words, they were pretty horrified by the original 1931 Frankenstein film with Boris Karloff. It was terrifying to people back then.
Do you know what, though? Considering the time, I could see that.
Yeah. It was terrifying.
I could totally see that. Yeah.
Just what? That's why
it's all based on the time. It's like I don't blame anybody of a certain age who's younger right now who would say the Exorcist isn't scary. Well, it probably isn't to them.
Shit, it's scary.
They've seen everything. You know what I mean? It was a different time back then. So, if somebody's 25 years old and they say that movie's not scary, okay, well, yeah, probably to you it's not, but it was then.
Oh God! And if you saw it then, you could still be giving you the fucking willies now. It does.
My dad went with my uncle to see that when it was released, and when they came home, they looked like they just got back from Vietnam. They were traumatized, and I'm like, oh man, I got to see this thing.
We weren't allowed to see it.
No, I wasn't allowed to go. I begged to go, and they wouldn't take me.
And when they showed it on network television, I didn't want to watch it. Then I was.
Yeah, I fucked up and watched it by myself the first time. That didn't go well.
I don't know why Maddie's daddy is mad at me, but I'm definitely not putting that up there. I don't know why you would put something so horrible in the chat there, Maddie's daddy, but do what you got to do. But I don't know where that came from. What the hell? Anyway, where was I? I'm totally off my game now. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. When that movie finally aired on the Shock Theater, and I saw the Universal Monster movies. When I saw the Frankenstein films, I wasn't in that era. I wasn't one of those people in 1931.
No.
So I loved it, but it didn't scare me. If I'd seen The Exorcist at that time, though, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then in 2000, the year 2000, remember when it came back to theaters?
Oh yeah.
They added a scene to it. Did you go? I went.
I was working then.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I remember I put the print together, and I was getting ready to screen it, and the staff was there, and I say, I'm getting ready to run this, and they're like, well, we're not going in there. I'm like, what? And they're like, we're not watching that. And I said, so I'm going in there by myself. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you one thing, and take this as gospel. If any of you get any wise ideas that you're going to sneak into that theater and you're going to scare me, your schedule is going to suck for eternity. Don't you dare come in there and sneak up on me. So yeah, I sat in a dark theater by myself and watched it. That's a bravery test.
Oh shit. I am not happy with myself for going to see that motherfucker, even though it was 2000. It wasn't like I was a kid anymore. When it came out in theaters, even I wasn't old enough to go see it, and our parents certainly were going to bring me to see that, and I didn't want to anyway. I didn't want to watch it when it finally came on network television, whenever that was.
Yeah, edited.
Oh, edited, and I still didn't want to watch it. Yeah. Shit on that. But I for some reason, I went with a couple of friends to go see it, like jackasses. They talked me into it. I'm like, you know what? Look, it's a. I guess could you say it's a good movie? I mean, very well made and all that stuff. It's scary as shit. Yes, it's scary, but I would never want to watch it. I got a buddy of mine who loves horror movies that he's I don't know how many times he's watched it. He finds that movie entertaining. I don't know how you find that movie entertaining. Well made, yes. And if you like scary stuff, but it's not my entertainment for me personally.
It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good. But it's just not what I go to a theater for.
It also has a very underlooked sequel called Exorcist 3. Legion. Yeah. Very good. Exorcist 2 is horrible.
Well, I wasn't expecting it. You got that right, Steve. One of my friends' dads and second unit director on The Exorcist. Wow. One of
really?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was not expecting it, brother. A stupid little kid watching The Exorcist alone at night in the basement. Holy, yeah, dude, no. In a basement watching it at night, dude.
My sister and I have something on our bucket list. We want to go to Georgetown and see those stairs, because Georgetown's not too far from here. I mean, it's a drive, but we can be there in about 4 hours. One of these days, we're going to do it.
Oh my goodness! What did you think about when they added the added scene at the theater with her walking down the stairs like a spider? Oh, I got rid of a flash.
Yeah, I nearly left theater on that one.
What? The spider thing?
Yeah. I'd heard about it. But like I said, I had to screen it by myself, and the sound was just chilling in that theater, and I'm like, oh boy. I don't know if I'm going to make it.
That scene, because it was added. Remember, it was a deleted scene, I guess, that they put back for this. And I guess I'm sure it's on Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, I actually own it.
Yeah, in the theater. Whoo. I'm like,
There was
no, hell no.
That was one of 2 times that my staff screwed me when it came to screening movies. That one because they refused to go in, so I sat in there by myself. And the other was Ang Lee's Hulk. That movie came. The movie arrived, right? And this movie was highly anticipated. And I could tell by the reels that it was long. I'm like, oh my God, it was like 8 reels here. How long is this thing? And I look at the runtime, I'm like, oh my God. This was late. This was,
that's a horror movie.
Yeah, this was like 9 o'clock when the print arrived. And I put it together that night because I didn't want to do it in the morning. And the staff was like, are you going to run it? Are you going to run it? I'm like, I don't know, guys. It's pretty long. And they're like, oh, you got to run it. You got to run it. You got to, please. And they begged me. And I'm like, okay, I'll run it. So I ran it. And I'm sitting there and I noticed it got real quiet in the theater. And I turn around and look and nobody's in there. And I'm like, where the hell are they? And I go out and I find them out back. They're out back in the parking lot smoking cigarettes. And I said, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, that movie sucks. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Get your ass back in there and watch it. I said, because if I'm going to be stuck here till 1 o'clock in the morning, so are you. It was your idea. I didn't even want to run it. I was going to screen it in the morning. So I made him go back in and watch it. I made him finish it.
Oh, shit. Hail, Cardinal Sin, my brother. Hope you had a great time when I got left there. Hope you had a great rest of the stream there when I left yesterday, buddy. Anyone see Candyman? Asks Rod Thunderheart.
Yeah,
I think I did a long time ago. I like Tony Todd. He's always kind of cool.
I do too, but I like him, but I'm not a fan of that movie.
I got to be honest. I'm going to make that confession that Maddie's daddy kind of does. And it's, you talk about how you get in trouble. Well, I never understood why people like horror movies. I'm there. I'm a guy that does not like horror movies. There aren't many of us.
Yeah, some people doesn't.
Yeah, not because I care about being scared. I'm just really not into it.
Not your genre.
Yeah. Other than The Exorcist, or when I was talking about Legend of Buggy Creek when I was freaking 8 years old. Suspiria scares the shit out of me because I was young and the commercial was enough to make me crazy. That's a story. But that is just not my bag, really. So I'm not into them either. Maddie's daddy, But let's see here. Did you get? Yeah, my buddy, I was at. Like Mark D with the C said, and as a Catholic, any movie with possession scares the crap. But The Exorcist wrecked me for weeks as a kid. Yeah, but what was it? Yeah, I don't know, man. I could cut off a hand and count on how many horror movies I actually like. But it's just me. People love them, so. That's right. I remember Matty said you were at Segan. Yeah, buddy. And my bud Cardinals. Oh, Cardinals Sin, yo, bro. Good to see you, man. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Return of the Living Dead. Well, no, Flash is a big horror movie fan.
Yeah.
I like Dawn of the Dead. I don't think I ever watched the other one.
Well, my profile picture right there. That's the Evans City Cemetery. That's the headstone from Night of the Living Dead. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, cool. And you live near the mall or whatever.
Yeah, Monroeville
Mall for the original only of Dawn of the Dead. Have you seen Suspiria? Argento, Mr. Dario Argento?
You know what? I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Well,
it's one of those things that doesn't run very often. I mean, yeah. I could find it, but yeah, I don't know if I've watched the whole thing or not.
Well, back in the 70s, I know, back when that film came out, I'm not exactly sure whether it was 74 or 5, somewhere up in there. I'm not exactly sure. 77. I'm not exactly sure when it came out. But we were relatively, we were at that point where we were kids that could stay home by ourselves when parents went out, that kind of stuff, on a Saturday night. I guess I was watching Saturday Night Live. I'm sitting on a stool or something in the kitchen, but I'm watching it from the other room. And a commercial comes on.
Oh, that commercial.
Told you about that one, right?
That commercial. I know the commercial you're talking about.
Commercial for Suspiria. 78. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. Well, and then of course, the commercial is a back of what looks like a beautiful woman, with that long black hair or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Snow White.
Yeah, singing some kind of song or a poem or whatever. Roses are red and violets are blue, whatever. Something about turns out let Suspiria scare the devil out of you, or whatever. It turns around and there's that fucking face. That skull. I fucking fell off the guy. Oh, it spooked the fucking shit out of me. And so, needless to say, as I told you, I don't really care about horror movies. I never watched it. And then back in the early 2000s, a fucking dumbass dickhead friend of mine, they came out with I don't know if it's a Criterion or whatever it was of Suspiria. He was so proud. He got his new big D and brings it. Oh, man, we're going to watch this. Oh, fuck you. We're going to watch this. But everybody wanted to watch it. They came over to my place. And when I was living in La Place. And they say La Place. They're the value type. People say La Place. That's outside of New Orleans. Well, I did not want to watch that motherfucker. It has a Goblin soundtrack, but the soundtrack's by Goblin, who did the soundtrack for Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
And I, of course, other than the bad memories of that cartoon thing, that notwithstanding, it was a creepy movie, but I didn't get scared or any kind of shit like that. I just didn't like it much. Just didn't think it was particularly good, but they loved it. And it's got this weird soundtrack, because Goblin is weird, I guess.
Yeah.
It goes, witch. It's about a witch, I guess. It goes, witch, in the soundtrack. It's really, I got to admit, the soundtrack's pretty damn creepy. Let's see here. The remake of Night with Patricia Chalman-Tanzavia itself is great.
I love it.
The remake of Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah, Tony Todd's in that one.
Tony Todd's cool.
I love that one. I love the remake. Thought the remake was really good.
Are they remaking Candyman? Didn't they already remake Candyman?
I don't know.
What hasn't been remade? It's easier to ask what hasn't been remade rather than are they remaking something.
I was like pleasantly surprised by that Night of the Living Dead remake because the original's a classic and it's one of those untouchables, but did a really good job on it.
Yeah. Well, usually though, and I look, me and remakes and reboots and that kind of shit. However, once in a while, one slips through the cracks, like both you and Cardinal are saying you like that one. There are remakes that some people like sometimes, but generally, like before that one came out, okay, you guys end up liking it. Still, for that or any other one, when they say they're remaking something, my just knee-jerk reaction is, really? Why? Why do you need to remake RoboCop? Just as predicted, when people say RoboCop, they think of Paul Verhoeven, Peter Weller, and somebody, if you get in a conversation about RoboCop, that's what you talk about. Someone goes, oh, didn't they remake that a few years ago? Oh, yeah, I heard they did. No one cares.
Yeah.
Nobody
came and went.
Fright Night, I love one of my favorite 80s movies. They made a remake of that. That's a fart in the wind. And I love David Tennant and all that stuff. I'm sorry, he's not Roddy McDowell. Fuck that remake. Fuck 99% of fucking remakes. To me, I have no use for 90-some-odd% of the time. A remake just tells me how much I love the original even more. In 99 or 9 or whatever, 95, I don't know, say whatever, but allow for good ones. 90-some-odd% of remakes, the original stays remembered if it's a beloved film I'm talking about, of course. And the remake, someone 20 years later after the remake will go, hey, I think did they remake that once? Oh, yeah, I think they did. Wow. Oh, there you go. The Candyman remake is set to release in August 27th. So they did do one. Yes, Cardinal Sin. I love Friday Night's one of my favorite movies. The sequel wasn't all that good from the 80s. But I love that movie. But yes, there was many years ago, Colin Farrell and I think the young man who was in the horrible Jar Jar Abrams films that passed away, that played Chekhov, Andrew Yeltsin.
Anton Yeltsin.
Anton Yeltsin, excuse me. And they're in that stupid remake. But yeah, David Tennant. That's right. But to hell with it. See? Cardinal Sin is a man who knows his movies. And yet, when you say Fright Night to someone, especially with our age group, they think of Roddy McDowall, Chris Sarandon. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, they remade that." Yeah, I guess you want to call it. Now they did a sequel, and Fright Night 2, no one even thinks about because it wasn't really very good.
No, it wasn't very good.
And it still had Roddy McDowall in it, but it just was a shame.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, it was hurt from not having Chris Sarandon. That's a quote. I see you, chocolate man. That's from Dawn of the Dead, I think. Ace, I see you, chocolate man. Or is it Dawn of the Dead?
What was it?
I see you, chocolate man.
No.
Isn't that Dawn of the Dead?
I don't know.
Sounds familiar. I can't remember what that's from, dude. Now again, the John Carpenter's The Thing is an exception. I like the Howard Hawks version, The Thing from Another World. The Thing, his version of The Thing, rather. And the John Carpenter film is a little bit more faithful, I believe, as some have said, to the original story. But again, that's just one that I do love very much.
Yeah, I've never read it, but Who Goes There is what it's based on.
Who Goes There? That's right. Thank you.
Speaking of horror and Dawn of the Dead, I've been so lucky. I've been lucky that I live so close to those locations, and I tell you, there's nothing cooler than going to the Monroeville Mall and seeing it, and the Evans City Cemetery. It's just really cool to see where these things were shot.
Oh yeah. And you got that music. Oh God. Chris Sarandon was brilliant in Fright Night, and that's amazing. You had two brilliant performances. He's great, and Roddy McDowall is just out of this world brilliant. And I don't know why they didn't get nominated because the Oscars are poop. But
my wife used to babysit for him.
For who?
Chris Sarandon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
And he lived in Beckley.
It was great.
Said he was very nice.
Yeah. And that bit, man, when he comes down, when he comes down to greet them toward the end of the film, welcome to Fright Night, and then the pause and goes, puts it for real.
For real.
Oh God! I saw that in '85 in the theater. I must have saw it 10 times. I don't know. I mean, it just kept going and going to see that. And
that was one of our first few date movies.
That was a date. That was a date movie.
One of our first few.
I dated my soon to be ex-wife. That's when we were dating. That was one of our date movies in '85, man. Damn, dude. Yeah. Same page there, bro. And yeah, we went to see that a bunch of times. Loved it. So, and again, Sarandon and McDowall, just brilliant in that film. So, what are you going to do? And again, David Tennant's a great actor, but, yeah, exactly. Mark, people see, I can't, you said the Friday Night remake was extremely mediocre. I can't even touch it. It's one of those things I can't even watch it, man. Met Chris Sarandon a couple years ago. Seemed like a nice dude. Yeah, they did. And I wanted to go. There was a couple of years back. They did a Friday night reunion at Pensacon, in Pensacola, a con that I've been to a couple of times, and I wanted to go to it. Just did not get a chance. I would have loved to have been there. Obviously, you couldn't have Roddy, but they had the surviving cast there. There's an actor who resembles Roddy who was in the remake of 13 Ghosts. I'm not sure who that is, Cardinal. Now, Roddy McDowall was brilliant as both Cornelius and then later Galen on the Planet of the Apes TV show. That's a guy he was underrated. And then, of course, loved him in Fright Night. So he was fantastic. Let's see here. Have you seen Good Omens? You know, I have not watched Good Omens yet, Cardinal. I watched the first episode actually, and I never watched beyond that. I've heard some good things about it, but I never kept going with it. So, Amanda Beers from Married with Children was hot in Fright Night. Then she went to Married with Children, and she became she was funny, but she was annoying. Robin McDowell was good in everything. Fright Night, Batman 66. Yes, he played the bookworm. Planet of the Apes, Overboard. He played the devil in the episode of an episode of Fantasy Island. That's right, he sure did. You know, but the thing is, of course, the original Planet of the Apes, 1968, is one of my top 4 or 5 all-time favorite films. I love it. He did not play Cornelius in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, but he played him in, as silly as the premise was, I love Escape from the Planet of the Apes. He's brilliant in that. Conquest of the Planet is very flawed, but he's great as Caesar. Battle for the Planet of the Apes is terrible, but he's still good in it. And but I love the character he plays, Galen, on way underrated, way too short-lived Planet of the Apes TV series of the mid-70s. I wish that had lasted. He was really great on there. I love Roddy McDowell. Well, I can believe that, Cardinal, because Michael Sheen and David Tennant are great actors. And I can believe that they were brilliant. So I could definitely believe you on that one, bro. Oh, my goodness. Well, dude, I guess we can start wrapping this thing up now because we've been here for a good while. And it was just open geek talk. We just let it flow, folks. So we didn't have a lot of things goings on. Bottom line, to recap, of course, the Superman and Lois is what I thought it would be. I liked the first episode a bit. It's very CW-ish, except none of the woke shit is ridiculously obvious yet. It's okay so far. It's an all right show. I mean, I guess it's not. It's kind of CW, so I might stick around for an episode or two. But it's got the CW stuff and elements in there that I'm really not super big on. Let me see what Cardinal says. I love the remake of Fantasy Island where Malcolm McDowell was Mr. Rourke and had two undead helpers that constantly threatened to put him back where they found. I've never seen that one. I didn't think that show lasted very long, the remake. But yeah. The only actor alive that can smell iocane powder, Princess Bride reference. Love Princess Bride, man. So anyway, so that was it. The recap on that. And let's see, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, American. The Global Geek Gang assembles. The Global Geek Guardians assemble to have to basically just get together. We'll have our international panel, and we'll have we'll talk about geek news of the day and events and all kind of other fun stuff. Been having a wonderful time doing that. I hope to see anybody who can make it here in the daytime. Saturday night, continuing the never-ending journey through the cosmos of Star Trek, reviewing all of Star Trek 1966 through 2005. With the wonderful Raquel Briggs. So we're going to continuing. We're just starting 3rd season, and we got 4 monster great episodes. Man, I love all 4 of the ones we got this week. This is a almost just a couple weeks back. We had 4 just fantastic ones. Or a couple times, of course, that first season, so many great ones. Well, man, the 4 in this one, this is a top-notch 4 episodes we got for you this week. We got a mock time. We got Doomsday Machine. It's just wow. And Wolf in the Fold, and we've got Changeling, the Changeling. So that's going to be fun. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, with the wonderful, lovely Raquel Briggs reviewing Star Trek, all of Real Trek only. That's right. Original series, animated series, the movies, TNG, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, 1966 to 2005, as I said. And Monday nights, again, that's comic book night. We're going to wrap up with the finale of WandaVision. Don't know if any of you have been watching that. That last episode I thought was a little bit better than the one before that. This is an up and down show. They only have 30-something minutes to finish this up. And I know you have not been watching the show, Flash.
No.
Well, they're putting themselves into a corner because you only have this is a 9-episode thingy, and they've spent almost 8 episodes, at least 7, just some with filler, some setting things up. I got a bad feel. Everyone, look, if you're watching WandaVision, just put on your deflectors and get ready to see, with only 30 minutes something left. They're saying this is a 50-minute something episode. Well, there's fucking 15 minutes of credits. So just get ready for. Just get ready. They're gonna have. It's gonna be underwhelming ending. It's probably not gonna be satisfying, and they're gonna kick the can down road to the next one of the next movies, like the Doctor Strange movie or something like that. That's my prediction. We'll find out. And Monday night we'll be reviewing it, and then the Wednesday after that, an open Geek Talk next Wednesday. Then a week from tomorrow, Clobberin Times. Issue number 100 on YouTube, but number 800 all. Yes, my 800th show will be a week from tomorrow with the Global Geek Guardians. So we're going to celebrate. Flash, thanks for hanging out with me, bro.
Sure.
Man, always a pleasure. Hang with me more often with the can, and I hope those pins. I hope those pins keep winning, man. Are they winning right now? They're okay. I mean,
oh yeah, they're 8-1 at home.
Nice.
So, and then last night was the first night in a year that fans were allowed back in. So that kind of changed the atmosphere of the game, and they played probably their best game of the season last night without Sidney Crosby.
Damn, dude.
Because he's under COVID protocol. Don't know if he has it or not. He's just under some kind of protocol.
Oh, shit, man. Well, best of luck to those pins, bro. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. The great Maddie's daddy, yo, brother. Thanks for being here, buddy, as always. The great Ace Cast Iron, yo, bro. I hope you're doing great out there, buddy. Thanks for popping in, man. I'm always great to see you, my friend. The great Chris Pezza, master of the wrenches. Hey, buddy. Always appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being here. Dr. Hercumonkey, the greatest name of all names on YouTube. Mark D with a C, my good friend. Thank you for being here, sir. Rod Thunderheart, thank you for being here, my friend. It is always a pleasure. I appreciate you. Paulie with Latino Slant popped in earlier. He may have had to bolt, but nevertheless, hail to the great Paulie of Latino Slant. Hail, of course, to the beautiful, wonderful Purple Valkyrie, who probably had to go to sleep. It's so late over there. And I appreciate her just the same. We still give her a shout out. Love you, Purple. D.D. Myers popped in earlier. Thank you, sir, for popping in. Let's see here. Who else was here? Project Storytime was here. Jobber. Yo, brother, if you're still out there, bro. Thanks, man. Shout out. Always appreciate you, buddy. Who else was here? Alex James, I think, was here earlier. I can't remember everyone else, my friends. I didn't write it down like I usually do. Let's see. But Mark the Infinitely Tired was here. I didn't know he was here. Hey, Mark, if you were here, cool. Tim Myers was here. Tim Myers, thank you for popping in as well, sir. In case I probably said you already, Cardinal Sin, but I'm saying it again because you're my pal and it's good to see you. I appreciate you, bro. I guess if we missed anyone, I do apologize. You know my memory, man. So thank you all, everyone, and have a good night. And hell, everybody, as soon as I get this thing to flash, I'm having trouble with I'm having some okay. What's wrong with it? StreamYard is being a
BTR tonight.
It is being BTR. What?